Silver medal to Achilles Smith, Edwin.
Welcome to the GC Foster College, and this is the second stop in the Digicel Grand Prix. You are live on the Home of Champions as we continue our coverage of the 2020 track and field season. It is currently 31 degrees Celsius here in St. Catherine, Jamaica. However, it does not feel as if it is 31 degrees Celsius. It is slightly overcast and we have a slight breeze as well. My name is Shawana Ebanks, of course, once again welcoming you to our coverage. Alas, I am not alone. Of course, I am alongside the 2010 Commonwealth 200 meters champion, Sidani Mothersill of the Cayman Islands. Thank you so much for staying with us here on SportsMax. Have you been enjoying Jamaica's track season so far?
I have. I was here yesterday, and the Central Champs is known for being very competitive, and that did not disappoint. We were not disappointed. We had notable performances from the Clayton twins as well as Kavona Davis, but we did have some strong showing from the male side as well. A few of those that come to mind is Javari Thomas of St. Jago as well as Richard Nelson of Clarendon College.
And you mentioned the fierceness of the competition here. What do you expect to see on the final day today?
Well, I'm really looking forward to Jamaica's darling compete, that of Kavona Davis. There has been a long anticipated clash between her and Hydel Ashante Moore. Moore did not compete yesterday, but I do expect to see a record-breaking performance from Davis.
Yeah, and Kavona knows a thing or two or maybe three about breaking records because she has broken so many records, including her very own records. Yes. So we're all looking forward to seeing Kavona Davis here perform. Of course, she will be performing in the 200 meters coming up shortly, but let's take a look at the other events here this afternoon. So we'll have, as I mentioned, the 200 meters, the 400 meter hurdles, the 4x1 relays, the 1600 meter sprint relay open, and to close the show, the 4x4 meter relay open. So of course, this is the Digicel Grand Prix, and 10 events make up the Digicel Grand Prix competition. It is the 100 meter, the 200 meter, the 400 meters, the 800 meters, the 400 meters hurdles, the long jump, the high jump, the discus, the 4x4 meter relay, and of course the medley relays. So the results of these events will determine how well or who goes through to the Digicel Grand Prix final. All right, now you mentioned Kavona Davis. We'll be seeing her shortly in the 200 meters. The Central Champs, it is usually very, very competitive, especially in the girls section. Is there anything else that you anticipate from today?
I think I'm looking forward to seeing what the Clayton twins can do, especially, Tina Clayton in the 200 meter. I'm looking forward to her performance. And as you mentioned earlier, the wind is quite windy today, and it may affect some of the performance. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Quickly, just tell us how the wind can affect the performances for the guys watching at home.
Well, particularly if you're running the 200 meter, if you have a headwind when you're on the home stretch, that can affect your performance. If it's a slight crosswind, it will assist the 200 meter runner. All
right. Thank you so much, Sidani. I know you will be in the commentary booth, and you will, of course, join track and field guru Ricardo Chambers, and Daniel Dowie is also there. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Shawana, and welcome to 3 hours of action-packed athletics from the powerhouse region of Jamaica's female track and field. The males not to be left out. While they do not have any of the country's top 3 teams, they have some of the very best athletes from across this land. This is Central Champs, and your focus should be centrally placed on the Home of Champions for this potentially riveting event. I am Ricardo Chambers alongside Daniel Dowie, and we're getting ready to take you through a series of 200 meters, starting with the girls class 4 event. There they are, getting ready for battle. The record in this event, 24.52, set in 2017 by Brianna Liston. She represents St. Jago, ran the 400 meters here. There's the lineup for this race. Hazel in 4, York in 5, Campbell in 3, the big three.
And it can really be anybody's race, Ricardo. All eyes on lanes 3 to 6.
Brianna Campbell of St. Jago in lane 3, Shamanique Hazel of Hydel in 4, Latifa York of St. Hilda's in 5, and Abrina Wright of Homewood Technical in 6. Hazel of Hydel, the fastest qualifier coming in. Sent off. Shamanique Hazel got up well. Homewood's Abrina Wright in lane 6, also going quickly. Olivia St. John of St. Jago in 7, running a good curve. They transition down the stretch. Hazel has the lead. Let's see who will chase her. Gallimore of Homewood Technical coming through in lane 2. Campbell of St. Jago in 3. But it's Shamanique Hazel who comes away to take the 200 meters for Class 4 girls. 25.12 the flash time. She says wow as she bounces across the track to start our coverage of Central Champs in fine fashion. 25.11 the official winning time for Shamanique Hazel of Hydel.
She came in with the fastest time, Ricardo, and she started well and came off the curve in front and powered home to victory.
Yeah, let's have another look at it. Here it is from the very first steps of this race. She takes control of it, runs a really good curve, leads into the straightaway, and from that position it was about maintaining.
That's right. Look at her arms. She's running all the way through, powering straight through. Nice technique, right through the line. Shamanique Hazel of Hydel wins the Class 4 girls 200 meters.
Nowhere close to the 24.52 2017 record by Brianna Liston, but delight on the face of young Shamanique Hazel of Hydel.
And it really could have been anybody's race, but she separated herself early.
25.11 for Hazel, 25.32 for Campbell, and Gallimore of Homewood Technical taking the bronze medal at 25.39. So the Class 4 girls are 200 meters out the way, and we now move to the Class 3 girls event, and we expect another fine race and more quality times in this one.
Yes, there's Alana Reid of Hydel. She was a finalist at Champs in both the 100 and 200 meters last year. She's the favorite for this event.
Comes in with the fastest time, 24.61 from qualifying yesterday. Here's the full field. Palmer of Veer Technical, Beckford Manchester, Waite of Spalding, Reed of Hydel, Knight of St. Catharines, Sinclair of Veer Technical, Sutherland of Manchester, and Fullerton of Dinthill Technical. Of course, Alana Reid in 2018, the sprint double winner in Class 4 at Champs, so she has a lot of quality, and as you pointed out, she starts this race as the favorite. Big opportunity for Hydel to go back-to-back here at the start of our coverage. 24.61 in qualifying. The closest to her was Kamaria Knight of St. Catherine at 25.05. There's Annalie Waite representing Alphonsus Davis, is what Spalding High has been renamed now. No doubt probably wearing the gear from last season, still says Spalding. She was third in the 400 meters earlier today, a cracking 400. And there is Knight of St. Catherine to be watched as well. Will feel she has a shot at a medal. Set on their way, Class 3 girls 200 meters. Reed is up and quickly away. Closes down on Kamara Knight of St. Catherine. They make their way off the curve, and it's Alana Reid with the advantage. The form not smooth, but it takes her away from the pack. The battle is on for silver and bronze. Sutherland of Manchester is running well ahead of Knight of St. Catherine, but Alana Reid destroys this field and comes through to win the Class 3 girls 200 meters in 24.31 seconds. Once again, the work really done on the curve from Alana Reid.
She had a superb race. A good thing about running the 200 meters is that you have to jump on the competitor that is in front of you and attack the curve, and she did just that.
Yeah, let's have another look at it. Alana Reed of Hydel High School came in with the fastest time, 24.61. She's in lane 4.
She powers up, not the smoothest arm action, but she won by a huge margin, running down the straightaway. Alana Reed comes in as the favorite and delivers.
Fabulous performance. So back-to-back victories to start our coverage.
It was a spectacular run because she set up the race from the start to the middle, and she had a smooth transition off the curve.
Alana Reed, let's get confirmation of the winning time, 24.31. Michaela Sutherland, 25 seconds flat. And Kamaria Knight of St. Catherine in third position at 25.26. At Central Champs, the races come quickly, especially when we get to the sprints, and on the girls' side where they run so fast in these sprint events. And now we get ready for the Class 2 girls 200 meters final. The record 23.24 set last year by Kevona Davis of Edwin Allen. Davis is now in Class 1. But there is Tina Clayton, also of Edwin Allen, in this lineup as we look at the full field. Vassell of Edwin Allen, Linton of Hydel, Oakley of Clarendon College, Clayton of Edwin Allen, Walker of Hydel, Reed of St. Jago, Foreman her teammate, and Mitchell of Veer Technical.
Tina Clayton of Edwin Allen looked quite easy yesterday qualifying for the final, shutting down 20 meters to go. She ran a comfortable 23.92, but we should not forget Cherise Walker of Hydel, who's just on her outside.
Yeah, there is Tina Clayton. Her sister Tia Clayton ran a stunning 11.28 to win the 100 meters earlier today. And so here is an opportunity for her to continue the family tradition of winning gold medals and here at Central Champs.
Tina Clayton, she has a personal best of 23.46. I expect her to demolish that today.
That personal best came at Champs last year. Shows the quality that she has, Tina Clayton. She goes in 4. Her teammate, Shanika Vassell, transferred from Mount Alvernia, is in lane 1. Let's see what she can do. Walker of Hydel, as Sidney pointed out, strong competitor as well, in lane 5. Set up. Tina Clayton in lane 4 is already flying. She's gone by Shanice Walker and Reed and everyone on her outside. Tina Clayton comes off the bench. She hugs the curve and leads convincingly down the stretch. Oakley of Clarendon College and Walker of Hydel left well back. Tina Clayton blows the field away. 23.57. Kevona Davis' record is still intact, and her personal best of 23.46 still remains as well, but at 23.57, that's a fabulous run from this young lady, Tina Clayton, out of Edwin Allen High School.
An impressive run. I think she could have run a bit faster. She kind of popped up in her start, but great transition off the curve.
Let's have a look at it. Tina Clayton is in lane 4.
She really made her move early, separating herself from everyone off the curve. But she kind of cruised in on the home straight. I agree. She could have gone faster.
Yeah, here's another look at it. Tina Clayton, Edwin Allen cruising down the home stretch in the 200 meters for Class 2 girls. 23.57 her final time. And she has so much talent. Won the 100 meters at Champs last year when it was said her sister Tia should have won it, and then many feel pretty much gave the gold medal to her sister at 200 meters at the ISA Boys and Girls Championships in 2019. Here she is, no sister in the lineup, winning in 23.57 ahead of Walker 24.04 and Dejanay Oakley of Clarendon College 24.04 as well. So we move from Class 2 to Class 1 and to one of the biggest names in high school athletics in the land of wood and water. she runs in lane 4. Kevona Davis, her Class 2 record is still there. The Class 1 record is 23:56, set by Michelle Harriott of Homewood Technical in 2018. But Davis is more than capable of getting that record. 23:59 in qualifying. She was close to it.
It was such an effortless performance yesterday. I expect to see great things from her. She ran so smooth yesterday. I do expect the record to be broken today.
And we won't get to see the matchup between Kevona and Ashanti Moore of Hydel, but we know Kevona has something special in store for us. 23:56 the record.
Opened her season, Kevona Davis, at the Stets Invitational, ran 22.86 on grass. And many of the experts and non-experts started shouting out about whether it was legal or not. Here's a look at the lineup. Kelly, Enid Bennett, Bonnick of St. Jago, the 100 champion, Morrison of St. Jago, Davis, Edwin Allen, Rose Hydel, Wallace Homewood, Clark of Spalding, and Medley of Veer Technical. Class 1 girls, 200 meters. What does Kevona Davis have in store? This special talent, her lifetime best came at Champs 2018, 22.72 seconds. Let's see what she delivers. Away they go. Davis is slowly away. Wallace of Homewood Technical ran well in the first 50. Now Davis starts to come into her own. Transitions well down the stretch. Kevona Davis has the lead. This looks comfortable. Kevona Davis taps her class in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. 23:30. She smashes the record. And even with a slow start, she always looked in control. There was never any doubt that she would have won that. And she kept going further and further away. And as if expected, like it wasn't, because it was, she walks away from the scene of another demolition.
Not a great start, but her transition about 30 meters into the race was so effortless. She moved so smoothly on the curve, and her transition off the curve was spectacular. She did look like she was struggling a bit in that race, but a spectacular performance nonetheless.
She had no Ashanti Moore to push her, so she cruised on home in a record-breaking performance. Still 23:3, the new record by Kevona Davis.
Not 100% sure, but I still didn't get the feeling that that was Kevona Davis at her very, very best. Just looked as if she might have been holding something back at stages of that race. But she delivers another victory and another record. 23.30, Wallace of Homewood 24.24, and the 100 champion Kayla Bonnick comes back with a bronze medal performance at 24.36 seconds. The 200s fly by quickly, don't they? The girls' events are out the way here at Central Champs 2020, and we now get ready for the boys class 3 200 meters final. This one should have the 100 champion Malik Paradise of Veer Technical. He'll go in 4. Not seeing anyone in lane 5. That should have been Demaria Crooks of St. Jago, who was a medalist in the 100 as well. Let's look at the full field. It's Williams of the Cedar Grove Academy, Mighton of Central, Barrett of Steertown, Paradise of Veer, Crooks of St. Jago, Lee Clarendon College, Hamilton St. Jago, and Leroy Gallimore of Brownstown will go in lane 8.
In lane 1, in with 24.44 from Cedar Grove, Amari Williams. Lane 2 with 24.23 from
Quite a few of the athletes in this one doubled in the 100 meters earlier today. Damari Williams of Cedar Grove, he was 4th. Amarian Barrett, he was 5th in the 100 meters.
Yeah, there is the champion from the 100 meters, Malik Paradise of Veer Technical. 23:44 coming into this final. A slight surprise to win the 100 because there was so much focus on Kelly and Crooks of St. Jago, but he got that upset. There is Rashawn Lee of Clarendon College.
I was looking forward to seeing Paradise and Crook having both of them run today because they really looked effortless running their qualifying rounds yesterday.
Tremaine Hamilton of St. Jago goes in 7. No Demaria Crooks, his teammate, in 5. Paradise now the big favorite.
Set.
Off. Good start for Rashawn Lee of Clarendon College. Already goes by Hamilton of St. Jaco and Gallimore of Brownstown on his outside. Paradise has some work to do as they transition down the stretch, but he transitions beautifully. Does Paradise. Paradise with the lead. Barrett of Steertown trying to challenge him. Paradise is sprinting to the double. Yes, he gets it. Fast finish coming from Hamilton of St. Jaco, but he could not deny this young man. Malik Paradise, the 100 champion, becomes the 200 champion, and at 23:43, just 1/100th of a second faster than he ran in qualifying yesterday.
It took him a while to get going as we watch his replay. I think that's because there was no one in lane 5, so he didn't have anyone to gauge on, but he still transitioned quite smoothly and covered the ground quite quickly.
He had Rashawn Lee got out ahead of him, had a better start than him. Not the best start for the 100-meter champion, but he made up for it once he got on the home straight.
There he is from Veer Technical, rebuilding their program. Veer Technical, both on the boys and girls side. They have a young man to go with for a few years to come. Paradise wins the Class 3 boys 200 meters in 23:43. Tremaine Hamilton 23:56 in second. What a moment for him. St. Jago and Barrett in third at 23:63. Yes, what a moment for Amarian Barrett of Steertown Academy, a bronze medal at Central Champs. Always good to see the developing schools doing well in these events as we get ready for the Class 2 boys 200 meters final. Lane 4.
Lane 1 with 23.01 from Glenmuir.
Just trying to sort the lineup here. Looks as if there might have been some changes in lane. There's no lane 4, Richard Nelson. Let's have a look at the full lineup. It's Asher of Glenmuir, Berwick of Ferncourt, Pinnock of St. Jago. Nelson should have been in 4 for Clarendon College, Gordon of Charlemont, Kennedy of Edwin Allen, Barnes of Steertown, and Davis of Edwin Allen. Sidoni Mothersill, I know you were looking forward to seeing Richard Nelson. He's not there.
I was. He had such a spectacular run yesterday. I thought he has so much left in the tank, and I was truly looking forward to his run. I think he's one to watch for the future.
Without a doubt, he's had some difficult times. Richard Nelson was disqualified in the heats of the 200 at Champs last year after looking in spanking form, and after his 4x1 heat yesterday, I saw him hold on to his legs, so clear that there wasn't something right from yesterday, and then he didn't finish in the 400 earlier today, so he's not there. But I tell you who is there. You just saw Raheem Pinnock of St. Jago, last year's Class 3 400 champion here at Central Champs, and Deshaun Gordon of Charlemont in 5. Last year's Class 3 400 silver medalist at Champs, although he was beaten by this man, Pinnock, here at Central Champs. So makes for a fine race now between those two as they renew rivalry at 200 meters. Oh, a jump in lane 1. Looks like Raheem Asher of Glenmuir came into this final with the 7th fastest time, so he knew he had to get away well if he was going to do well in this final.
It's such a shame. I haven't been hearing Glenmuir's name too much at this championship, so it's disappointing to see.
I thought you were going to say it was a shame because he false
On your
started.
mark.
You know what? Sometimes it's the nerve that gets you. I've been in events where you know that you have to be still and wait on the gun, but you're so nervy and you're so edgy. So that could have been what happened to the athlete in lane 1.
Raheem Asher, so he has been disqualified. So the field down to 6.
Set.
Sent off. Good start for Edwin Allens Davis. Kennedy running well as they make their way off the curb. Deshaun Gordon of Shawneman trying to get into the picture. So too is Pinnock. It is Gordon of Shawneman who turns it around on Pinnock and wins the Class 2 200 meters. And he keeps running out of shot. Deshaun Gordon, what a performance. Where is he going? To his fans and coaches, look at what that means to Shawneman. And Deshaun Gordon, your champion.
That was an exciting run. You know, he didn't get a good start, but he kept on going and going, and all eyes probably would have been in lane 3 Pinnock. But what a spectacular transition coming off the curb, and he just kept on going and going until he catch Pinnock.
He almost stood up, almost no drive in that first part of the race.
Wasn't a technically sound race from any of these athletes, and the margin of victory was slim. But Deshaun Gordon made up for his 7th place finish in the 400 meter earlier today by winning just now the 200 meters for Class 2 boys. Deshaun Gordon of Charlemont.
Yeah, there he is. Big moment for him at Champs last year when he finished 2nd in the Class 3 400 meters, and another big moment at Central Champs. 22:52 the winning time. Pinnock of St. Jago in 2nd at 22.61, and in 3rd position at 22.73 Tayshawn Barnes, representing Steertown Academy. There they go again, 2 bronze medals for Steertown Academy. It's like your Cayman Islands at the Olympic Games and you get 2 bronze medals, right, Sidani?
Exciting.
And there's his principal, Garth Gale, who you know very well, Sidani, the J3A's General Secretary.
A proud moment for that school. It's quite impressive when you see the smaller school having these victories at these events.
So the boys Class 2 200 meters done and dusted, and the next event on track will be the Class 1 boys 200 meters. This one has a few special talents, but maybe one more special than the rest.
I am looking forward to seeing Clarendon College stand out, who dominated the field yesterday. Rajay Morris, he ran an impressive leg yesterday, and we should see his 400 meter strength come into play, having run an impressive 49.14 on this track last month.
Rajay Morris almost to the front of the pack. Behind him, Kavian Carr of St. Jago. Kishane Thompson of Garva Maceo is there as well. Looking real focused is Rajay Morris as we have a look at the full lineup. Andre Dacres, Greater Portmore, Kishane Thompson, Garva Maceo, Zandrian Barnes of Manchester High, Morris of Clarendon College, Carr of St. Jago, Dervin Walker, Homewood Technical, Junior Grant of Bridgeport, and Leo Powell of Edwin Allen. It will take a little longer to get this race off because the boys have just made their way to the start area. Kavian Carr closest to the screen. The long jump winner yesterday, he's a 7.66 long jumper, is Kavian Carr, and a quality 200 runner as well. But will he have enough quality to get close to the favorite Rajay Morris? He's close to him now as they walk across to the start area, but there are those who would say that's the closest he will get.
I think he will have to run a personal best if he really wants to get the better of Rajay Morris today. He stands at 21.3 his personal best, and he will probably need to dip below 21 seconds if he wants to beat Rajay Morris today.
Most definitely, because Morris' season best is 21.34, so he really would have to go below his PB to beat Morris.
So they get ready for battle in the 200 meters. Also in the lineup, Kishane Thompson of Garva Maceo, the 100 champion here from last year in Class 1. And he's sort of been under the radar this season. in your shot now, Zandrian Barnes of Manchester High School was a medalist at 400 earlier today, finished second behind Boville McPherson of Homewood Technical, ran 47.48 and looked really good. Well, fancy his chances as well. And another case of the 400 specialist coming down to the 200 meters. Sidoni would have met a lot of them in her time.
Yes, you know, the interesting thing about that is that if you are a 1-2 sprinter, you really would have to be aggressive on the curve to get away from that 400-meter runner, because they will use their strength in the home stretch to catch you or to pass you. So it's important if you're a sprinter to set the race up from the beginning.
Junior Grant in your shot, just behind from Bridgeport in the blue and red. A young man who has shown so much promise over the years, but once he runs slightly fast, then the injuries tend to come and he goes away for a little while, but he's still around. Junior Grant should be his final year in Class 1 and he would love to make a mark. There is the big, strong Kishane Thompson of Garvey Maceo. Looks like he should be second year university. He's final year high school. And he will be looking to leave a mark on Central Championships here. Carr, and then behind him, the favorite, maybe even the slimmest in the lineup is the favorite, Rajay Morris of Clarendon College. There he is. He's coached by Xavier Brown, who is also part of the St. Jago High program. Maurice Wignall is part of his coaching setup as well at Clarendon College, but Xavier Brown, a 2006 CAC Games 200 meters champion, so has a lot of experience to draw on, does Rajay Morris.
And he is the NACAC under 18 champion in the 200 meters as well. And so is Kavian Carr, but for the long jump.
Indeed. And Morris won that title in Mexico last summer.
The record stands at 20.70. I'm wondering if the record will still be or if it can be broken today.
20.70. I still remember that afternoon when the record was broken. It was an afternoon similar to this, except it was raining then. Overcast now, hope the rain stays away. And it's quite windy as well. And just having a look at the direction that the wind is blowing in might be aiding the 200 sprinters, I think.
Which is always a good thing. If it's not a crosswind and if it's, hopefully it'll be a legal win.
There's the full lineup again. Dakers of Greater Portmore, Thompson of Garvey Maceo, Barnes of Manchester, Morris of Clarendon College, Carr of St. Jago, Walker of Homewood, Grant of Bridgeport, and Leopold of Edwin in lane number 8. Time for the final of the Class 1 boys 200 meters. Another look at Kishane Thompson. There is Andrian Barnes. I feel this young man has so much talent. And when he finishes high school is when he's going to just start to realize it. Fine footballer as well as Andrian Barnes. There is Rajay Morris, the favorite. Personal best, 20.77. Let's see how close to that he gets here. There is Carr, already a champion here at Central Champs, a 7.66 long jumper. A regular anchorman on the St. Jago 4x1 team. Junior Grant has shown promise in the past. He would love to realize that starting today. And on the outside, Leo Powell knows he has a big job on his hands if he is to find a way to snatch a medal. Medals have been snatched from outer lanes before. In swimming, they call them outside smokers. I wonder what they're called in track and field. There's your favorite, Rajay Morris, Clarendon College.
Set.
Away they go. Oh, they're called back. No Dervin Walker of Homewood Technical. He was to be in lane number 6. He doesn't start, so a number of withdrawals here in the 200 meters on the boys' side. But this is still a really good field. Oh, Zandrian Barnes.
It's almost look as if his feet slipped off the blocks.
This could be problematic for the Manchester High man. Let's see what the officials decide. It's a warning. And so we will see Zandrian Barnes compete over 200 meters here. Had a false start in the 100 meters earlier today. Jamar Treasure, one that we were watching from St. Jago, full starting. His teammate Javari Thomas going on to win it in 10.70.
On your mark.
Having set the record at 10.52 in qualifying. Barnes still there. Morris on his outside. Barnes, the 400 silver medalist. Rajay Morris is the NACAC under 18 200 champion. The focus on him.
Set.
Away they go, clean it this time. Morris got out slowly as usual. Kisheen Thompson is running a fast curve. Kavian Carr of St. Jacob is hustling on the top end. Carr and Thompson. Morris is close. Barnes has work to do. Morris steps on the accelerator. Rajay Morris pulls away from Carr and wins the 200. 21-23 for Rajay Morris of Clarendon College in the Class 1 boys 200 meters. That one went just about the way we expected it to. The time corrected to 21-22. Carr in second at 21-66.
Unexpected results. He did not have a great start. He started quite slowly, but in the middle of the curve he really picked up. There was no threat to his race strategy. He really transitioned well off the curve and just kept on hammering home. At the last 50 meters, I think, is where his 400 meter strength came into play.
For a second there, I thought Kavian Carr was going to get the better of him on the home straight, but then Rajay Morris started to pull away and it was over after that.
The best part of his race is the last 40. That's why he struggled at 100 meters, but when it comes to 200 meters, he is difficult to beat, and he's saying to everyone, not just in the central region, but across the country, that when he gets to the Carifta trials this year, that when he gets the champs this year, he will be one to reckon with. There's confirmation, 21-22. Well done, Kavian Carr, 21-66. And big run from Junior Grant on the outside. That promise he's shown before has brought him to a bronze medal here at 21.78.
Yes, he's been improving all season, so it's good to see Bridgeport well represented here with a bronze medal by Junior Grant.
The 200 meters all the way, the St. Jago athletes no doubt enjoying themselves here at GC Foster College. St. Jago, the favorites to win the title on the boys' side, and on the girls' side they have been challenging Edwin Allen and Heidel, the big two. It's Central Champs 2020, part of the Digicel Grand Prix. It's the home of champions as we bring you track and field season 2020 as we build up all the way to the Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. The girls 400 meter hurdles coming up next. download the SportsMax app from anywhere in the Caribbean, and you can watch all the fabulous events on the Home of Champions, from of course the Digicel Grand Prix to the Gibson Cup relays, also the UEFA Champions League. There is wow, the crowd is really getting into it now at Central Champs 2020. That's one of the wonderful things about Central Champs. The schools really come out and they enjoy the competition, they enjoy the rivalry. The Edwin Allen supporters there, they are enjoying themselves. And we talk about the St. Jaco, Homewood Technical. They all come out, and it's such a wonderful spectacle. Outside of the boys and girls championships, you really want to be at this event. Edwin Allen leading 263.5 points on the girls side, just 11 ahead of Hydel. St. Jago 246, Homewood 188. Very Technical rounding out the top 5 at 95. It's a tremendous battle for the girls championship title here at Central Champs. And if this is anything to go by, then the ISA Boys and Girls Championships will be quite spectacular as well. But the defending champions being pressed. On the boys' side, like it is every year they enter, it's all about St. Jago. They lead on 249 points, Edwin Allen 116, and Shawnee doing very well, 65, along with Clarendon College 61 and Veer Technical 56, rounding out the top 5. But you can pretty much call the boys' race St. Jago on their way to victory. The next event on track will be the 400-meter hurdles open for girls. Great Jamaican music in the background. That will certainly get those fans going. Jamaicans can move, that's for sure. There you go. Sidoni Mothersill was born in Jamaica, so I'm sure you're a fine dancer, Sidoni.
2 left feet.
Well, Daniel, you're from Portland. They taught you dancing there, didn't they?
I'm ashamed to say, but I'm 2 left feet as well.
Wow. That's
I'm a dancer in my own right. In my home, I'm a dancer. I'm a great dancer at home.
Well, so much happening here at Central Champs 2020, including events happening in the field. And we're going to join Shawana Banks to find out some of the happenings on the infield. Shawana?
That's right, Ricardo. Now, while we wait for the other event on the track, over on the field, the boys Class 2 long jump has been going on. The record is held by Kevian Carr of St. Jago High School with a jump of 6.89 meters. Currently, after the first round, Rashid Gardner of St. Catherine High is leading with a jump of 5.93 meters. In second place is Howard Murray of Greater Portmore High School with a jump of 5.79 meters. And in third place is Lance Lawrence of St. Jago High School with a jump of 5.86 meters. So they're just about ready to pick up in the second round of the boys Class 2 long jump. Back over to you, Ricardo.
Thank you very much, Shawana Ebanks. So, long jump for Class 2 boys in progress, an event that Jamaica is doing increasingly better at. Of course, Jamaica having the reigning world champion in Tajay Gale, and already in 2020, without Gale even starting his 400 hurdles campaign, Sean D. Thompson has jumped 8.20, and there is also Carey, who represented Kingston College, who has jumped, Carey McLeod, who has jumped 8.15, so already 2 athletes over the 8-meter mark, with the Jamaican colors behind them. So the long jump for Class 2 boys in progress here at GC Foster College. Our focus though will be on the 400-meter hurdles, starting with the girls open event And this field has the reigning girls champion at the ISA Boys and Girls Championships, Lashana Graham of Edunallen. She'll run in lane 4, Lashana Graham.
Yes, Ricardo, I'm looking forward to see Lashana Graham. She ran so comfortable in the heat yesterday. Just ran the first 200 over the hurdles and shut it down to cruise in with the fastest qualifying time.
There's the full lineup. Deandra Gray of Homewood Technical, Thomas of St. Catherine, Brown of Edunallen, Graham of Edunallen, White of Hydel, Brissett of Homewood Technical, Dyer of Hydel, and Hines of St. Jago.
White of Hydel in lane 4 smashed her personal best in the qualifiers yesterday.
In lane 5.
In lane 5, my apologies. She ran 59.44. Her previous personal best was 101.53.
There she is, Gabrielle White, a former Class 3 400 meters champion. And she also finished second in the Class 1 400 meters earlier today, behind the outstanding Kavia Francis of Homewood Technical. Has made the switch to the 400 meter hurdles this season and is looking to test the favorite Lashana Graham, who is in lane number 4. Two girls who were in the champs final last year in this final. Danielle Brissett of Homewood Technical is in lane 7. There is 396. That's the Tavia Brown. Really a long jumper, triple jumper, who loves the 400 meters and has been converted to a 400 hurdler.
Yes, Latavia Brown, she's the triple jump champion at the Pan Am Under 20 Games last year. I'm excited to see her campaign to dip below the 1 minute mark. She's positioned perfectly behind Lashana Graham, who should be able to pull her.
Yeah, there is Danielle Brissett of Homewood Technical. She actually started her high school career at St. Jago, and I learned that yesterday. Ran the first year and then left track and field and transferred to Homewood Technical for sixth form, where she started again, and she's done very well since that time. Here she is in another final. She goes in lane 6. There is no lane 7, and that was to be Dana Dyer of Hydel. And there is no lane 2 either, where Janelle Thomas, the champ silver medalist and Carifta silver medalist from St. Catherine High School, should have been. So making the job seemingly easier for the favorite Lashana Graham of Edunallen in lane 4. Sent on their way. The tall figure of Lashana Graham of Edunallen is the favorite. Has a rather ungainly style of running, Lashana Graham, but it's effective. And she already goes by Gabrielle White on her outside. Off your shot now, Danielle Brissett of Homewood Technical is also speeding down the backstretch. As they come up to the 200 meters mark, Gabrielle White hasn't quite gotten into her running yet. Brissett trying to get the strides right between hurdles. Graham has the lead like she does on so many occasions. Gabrielle White of Hydel will try to rally down the stretch, but it is Lashana Graham with the lead. 2 hurdles to clear. The penultimate one negotiated. Lashana Graham with a 2-3 meter lead. Can she hold on? The battle is on for silver. Her teammate Brown is there. White is there. Brissett is there. But it's Lashana Graham who wins gold and does so convincingly. 58.20. It's off her 57.36 season's best done at the Youngster Goldsmith Classic. But Lashana Graham of Edunallen delivers another quality performance and pretty much sends a message that she is the undoubted #1 at 400 hurdles in high school in Jamaica. Let's have another look at it.
And that's what we expected. She got out early from the start, aggressive, took into her rhythm, attacked the first 3 hurdles, and just dominated the race. She stayed open, alternating smoothly, efficiently, and cleared the last hurdle in front and just powered home to victory. Nice and easy for Lashana Graham.
Hearing from the 2009 World Youth 400 hurdle silver medalist Danielle Dowie. She's run many of these races, and there are many more for Lashana Graham to run as she comes away with a fine victory over Danielle Brissett of Homewood Technical.
It was a smooth run. She was in command from the beginning of the race and just looked quite comfy in that run.
There is her teammate, Latavia Brown, who might have been relegated to 4th position. Brown coming. There's confirmation. 58.20 for Graham. Brissett 58.74. White, the bronze medalist, 58.86. Personal best that for White in 3rd. Latavia Brown 59.02. Does get under a minute, but it's not good enough for a medal. The quality here really good in the girls 400-meter hurdles open, but none of them able to stop Lashana Graham of Edwin Allen.
And those are some impressive times for this early in the season.
Did you ever run that fast at this stage of the campaign,
I did not. 59 seconds, yes, but
58 twos and under 59, no. There's the lineup for the Class 2 boys 400 hurdles, which is coming up next on track. Wright of St. Jago, Gordon of Charlemont, Level of Edwin Allen, Bell of St. Jago, Taylor of Vere, Perry of Bogwalk, Jones of Knox, and Berry of Charlemont. The lineup for the 400-meter hurdles for Class 2 boys.
Jaheen Bell of St. Jago, he broke the record in qualifying, 55.90, and has a personal best of 54.3 seconds, so the clear favorite for this one.
There is Brian Level of Edwin Allen, 2nd in the 400 meters earlier today at 48.01, beaten by the reigning Class 2 champion Taj Ham of Homewood Technical. The favorite though is in lane 4, that's Jaheen Bell of St. Jago, 13.99 is Bell. He's in lane 4. That's not Bell. You're looking at the inside. Malik Wright of St. Jago and Gordon of Charlemont. There's the favorite, 13.99. Jaheen Bell announced himself at the McKinley Win Classic, where he ran the season's fastest time, which is still 54.30. And as you pointed out, Daniel, broke the record in qualifying yesterday, setting himself up for this one. He's not just a favorite for this race, he is at this stage the #1 in Class 2 in high school for 2020. So a lot of pressure on him to deliver here this afternoon.
Level of Edwin Allen also having a good championship, so I expect him to do something special.
Didn't look great in qualifying yesterday, Brian Level, but I've seen him look a lot better. Did start his season at 400 hurdles at the Jamaica College meet on January 4, 56.24 then. Was only 57.73 in qualifying, Brian Level, but he is good all round. Can run 400, 200, and a very good 100 at the Youngster Goldsmith Classic as well, and so probably still trying to figure out what are his best events. Looked really good at 400 today. If he can get the technique right, no reason he shouldn't run a fast 400 hurdles as well. The 400 hurdles for Class 2 boys final, off and running. Karen Perry of Enid Bennett in 6th got out well. Now Bell hurdling beautifully for St. Jago down the back stretch. Just look at him hurdle, Jaheen Bell, so beautiful to watch. Maurice Wignall, Commonwealth 110 hurdles champion, is part of his coaching unit at St. Jago, and Bell is looking supreme here. Brian Level has work to do for Edwin Allen, back in 2nd position. A slight mistake from Bell there, but continues to motor, continues to cruise, continues to dominate this race. It's Jaheen Bell. Can Brian Level challenge him down the stretch? Bell of St. Jago holding strong. Level is in 2nd spot, trying to get close. But it's Jaheen Bell who wins it, 53.65. He smashes his own record from qualifying and runs the fastest time for a Class 2 boy in 2020. That is a marvelous performance from Jaheen Bell of St. Jago. Did someone say pressure? Oh, he handled that brilliantly.
Very impressive run there by Jaheen Bell. He was hurdling so beautiful, Ricardo. Efficient over the hurdles. He had a miss up in the curve. But here we are at the start. Jaheen Bell got out really nice, really well, and just was hurdling so efficiently.
He had a slight stumble at that first hurdle, but once he gets that rhythm right, had another stumble as well. So there are still areas for him to work on, but you can see overall that technically he is smooth. His hurdles coach, Maurice Wignall, was called Mr. Smooth, and this is another smooth one.
Definitely, and Brian Level finishing strong there for second. He was closing, but it was just not enough to get back at Jaheim Bell.
Can we imagine when he fixes those few errors that he had in the race, what a spectacular performance we can look toward?
Without a doubt. Jaheim Bell of St. Jago, your Class 2 400-meter hurdles champion. He had the record from qualifying, 55.90, and now he leaves it at what you can call a spectacular 53.65. 53.87 for Level. That's the #2 time this season. So there he goes, showing his quality. And Shaquille Gordon doing well again for Charlemont. 55.85 in third position. This is why Central Champs is so great. While the top boys schools are not here, you have these athletes who pose themselves and put themselves forward as potential spoilers for the big guns when you get to the ISA Boys and Girls Championships, and you just had a look at 2 of those.
And the favorites in this event really have not disappointed. Kivona Davis didn't disappoint, and certainly this young man did not disappoint. So the pressure, even though there's a lot of pressure going into these races, they have withstand that.
We're getting ready now for the Class 1 boys 400 hurdles. There's the lineup: Robinson of Garvin Maceo, Willis of Edunalin, Leng of St. Jago, Shamar Brown of Garvin Maceo, Baker of St. Jago, Powell of Christiana, Hamilton of Edunalin, and Tivone Morgan of Bogwalk.
Shamar Brown, he has the record for this event, 53.86. He won it last year. Not the fastest time in qualifying, 56.4 seconds, but he did enough to get in the final and still has the fastest time.
He is without a doubt the class of this 400-meter hurdles field. Shamar Brown was 7th at Champs last year, looking at 13.97 from St. Jago. Kemarley Baker, he will run from lane number 5, 56.64 in qualifying, Baker. So let's see what he will do in the final, but the favorite is the tall man from lane number 4, Shamar Brown. There he is, 7th at Champs last year, has a personal best of 52.16, also a Carifta bronze medalist. So a lot of quality there for him, and it's all about how he will deliver. The reigning champion and favorite. Away they go. Class 1 boys 400-meter hurdles final. Jacon Hamilton of Edunalin in lane 7 goes out quickly. Already passes Morgan of Enid Bennett as they travel down the backstretch. Brown is looking good for Garvin Maceo. He's gotten right up on Baker of St. Jago and goes by him as they come up to the 200 meters mark. Shamar Brown dominating this race now. Let's see if anyone can challenge him in the last 130. It's Shamar Brown who is really starting to turn on the afterburners here. Transitions down the stretch. 2 flights to clear. Shamar Brown with the lead. Problems for Baker at the penultimate barrier, but Brown is away and very much clear. Shamar Brown comes to the line and wins in 52.94. He smashes the Central Champs record, which he set last year at 53.86. 1 year later, Shamar Brown turns up in even better form and damages this Central Champs field to win the gold medal.
Really, the class of this field, Ricardo, he had a challenge from Lang and Baker of St. Jago coming out of the final turn, but after he cleared the last 2 hurdles, he really just separated himself.
Let's have another look at it. Shamar Brown, Garvin Maceo, the tall figure in lane number 4. He goes out slowly, doesn't mind that as he sees Baker go out quickly on his outside, but he knew his race plan and really just dictated all the way.
There he is running in control of his arms. That's very important. You want to be in control of the arms to stay efficient and reduce the time you take to clear the hurdles. Shamar Brown breaking his own record. here at the Central Championship.
You always want to leave a mark at these events, and he's left a pretty good one. Shamar Brown of Garvey Maceo, your Carifta bronze medalist, champs finalist last year, and surely he is eyeing being back in that big final for 2020. Delight for Shamar Brown and Garvey Maceo. 52.93 championship record. Baker of St. Jago 55.48 and Leng of St. Jago 55.55 taking the bronze medal.
So in another 10 minutes, we'll see the class 4 girls 4x100 meter relay.
Danielle Dowie would have competed at Eastern Championships in her time at Titchfield before transferring to Wilma's.
Yes. But
well, I was gonna say, but she didn't have the pleasure of competing at Central Champs. She didn't transfer enough times to get here. But Eastern Championships is very similar to Central Championships in terms of the vibe that you get from the crowd and the general spectators.
definitely, we still are hoping for more development with the schools in the Eastern Championships, but we still had some quality performances coming out of Eastern Champs, and I was one of them.
Yeah, you certainly were one of them. Shawana Ibans has something for us. Let's find out exactly what.
Thank you, Ricardo. I'm alongside Orit Wallace. He is the chairman of the Central Championships. Thank you so much for joining us. How has the meet been going so far today and over the last 2 days?
All right, so far, good afternoon, Radio Land and Radio TV Land. Central Athletics Champion has been going quite well for the past 2 days. Yesterday, surprisingly, we had completed all events. Former years, we have time was against us. So our meet director, Mr. Greg Scott, and meet manager, Mr. Chester McCarthy, did a great job in getting the meets off and finish on time. This morning, we started exactly at 9 a.m. and we continue through the day. We are on time and it's going great. Lots of records, spectacular running, very competitive running. Edwin Allen and Heidel, they are going real good, competing against each other. Homewood and St. Jago High, they are also in the mix for championship this year.
Well, we really appreciate the meet staying on time. That is very good from your part. Now, you wanted to tell me about the journey of Central Champs and how it has gotten to where it is today.
Okay, first time I encountered Central Champs was what I was an athlete in 1983. I attended Manchester High School and it took me to Central Champs at Clarendon College. I ran there, and then after Central Champs that year, I remember I came to the same GC Foster and started officiating at Central Champs from way back when. Now in 2007, I remember I was teaching at Garvey Maceo High School, also the track manager for the track team, and I took the team to Vertec where we had depleted Central Champs. So I spoke with some other HODs and principals to say, how can we revive Central Champs? I got in touch with Mr. McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy was ready and willing to go, and we came together, formed an executive, and from then we are having Central Champs. Digicel came on board, I think it was 2010 when they came on board and really sponsored Central Champs to the two, what is it, Digicel Grand Prix and Central Champs. And this year, they came back on board with Grace and Jambisco, and this is the product of all these two sponsors.
And we have been enjoying the championship so far. Thank you so much for your contribution to it, and thank you so much for talking to us.
Appreciate it. Thanks much.
All right, Wallace there, chairman of the Central Champs. We're going to take a break. When we return, we have some relay action for you. Stay tuned right here on the Home of Champions.
College 37-32.
them as we build up to this place. The 2020 Tokyo Olympics were driven live on the SportsMax app. It's a good time to download the SportsMax app because there are so many events that you can access before Tokyo 2020, including the Grand Prix, the Gibson Cup relays. If you're into football, there is UEFA Champions League, there's NBA basketball, and so much more on your home of champions. Today we're at GC Foster College for Central Champs, part of the Digicel Grand Prix, and what an event it has been so far. We are getting ready for the relays, which should be quite exciting. They always are exciting, and especially here on the girls' side where the powerhouse schools are, we are in for some cracking events. The Class 4 girls are standing by for the first in the 4x100 series. Ricardo Chambers is still here with Daniel Dowie, the 2009 World Youth 400 meter hurdle silver medalist and the 2010 Commonwealth Games 200 champion Sidonie Mothersill from the Cayman Islands. The fans are still here at GC Foster College as well. Some of the students from GC Foster College would have come down to watch the action, and of course the students from the many schools who compete at this quite magnificent event. It's certainly an event worth watching, there is absolutely no doubt about it. Central Champs comes with the quality on the field and the quality off the field as well. This is how the point standings on the girls' side is looking. Edwin Allen leading 298.5 points. They have opened up the advantage on Heindel now, who have 273.5. St. Jago still close on 270, with Homewood Technical 210 and Ver Technical 95 rounding out the top 5. St. Catherine 57, Spalding 49, Manchester 43, Clarendon College on 35 and Belfield on 19, rounding out the top 10 schools on the girls' side at Central Champs 2020. Just take note of how close it is at the top and how critical the relays will be to deciding the girls' Central champions for 2020. Remember, Edwin Allen are the reigning champions on the girls' side, but in 2019, although they won here at Central Champs, they went on to lose the Digicel Grand Prix finals, which was won by Heidel. The Class 4 girls are getting ready for 4x100 action. The record is 46.30, set in 2017 by Edwin Allen. That record is stunning and out of sight, but a few quality teams here coming into this final, including Edwin Allen in lane 4, who come in with the fastest time of 47.96. There is Heidel as well. There they are in lane number 6. But I make St. Jago the favorite. St. Jago ran their B team in qualifying yesterday, and the A team is expected to be there today. Of course, the rules have changed. In case you didn't realize from previous years, you can now change your entire relay team from the first round to the final. So it's no longer just 2 changes. You have all of 4. And I think St. Jago would have exercised that coming into this Class 4 girls 4x100 final.
Interestingly, you have 6 girls that would compose the team for St. Jago, Heidel, and Edwin Allen. 2 of each of those would have been in the 100 meter finals.
And of course, the top teams on the girls' side not really doubling a lot of their top athletes, so they would have them in the 100 and then another set in the 200. Let's see how this final goes. For me, the favorites, St. Jago in lane 5, but watch Edwin Allen, they are in 4, and Heidel in lane 6. Away they go. Class 4 girls sprint relay final. Heidel quickly away. Terrific opening leg for Heidel. St. Jago left the chase. It's Heidel with the lead down the backstretch. Edwin Allen with some amount of work to do. St. Jago getting into the picture now. Here's the second change. Edwin Allen, St. Jago, and Heidel. Oh, what a terrific race this is. St. Jago with work to do. It's all about Edwin Allen and Heidel. The final change effected. Edwin Allen and Heidel. St. Jago trying to close with Olympic. Olympia St. John. Edwin Allen with the lead. Senchenko finishing fast. Edwin Allen creates the slight upset. 47-71. Senchenko let it go early. Olympia St. John could not pull it back for them on anchor. And Edwin Allen wins the Class 4 4x1. A pivotal victory in the chase for the girls' title.
The race really was lost on the first leg, and they could not catch up on the second leg. And with the depth that Edwin Allen has, I think St. Jago missed a great opportunity to secure that win.
Here's another look at it. Really slow start for St. Jago. Heidel went out real quickly. That looked like the 200 champion Chamonix Hazel on the first leg. And they too fly on the backstretch. St. Jago didn't really start to get into it until about the third leg.
Heidel really kept the lead until the third leg. Then Edwin Allen made a big surge on the third leg to pass and get the lead. And St. Jago eventually tries to come back in the picture after this on this final leg, but it was not enough to catch Edwin Allen in the end.
A blistering ankle leg, but she just did not. She ran out of real estate. She just didn't have enough ground to cover.
She did not. And it's Edwin Allen. So much talk at the start of the season about their Class 4 and their Class 3 being relatively weak. And here they are in a moment when it matters at Central Champs, when the race for the title is tight. They come up big in the Class 4 girls event. The record 46-30 is really special. That was set by Edwin Allen in 2017. They run 47-69, beat St. Jago 47-80 and Heidel 47-89. Three teams under 48 seconds with Veer in fourth at 48-68.
It's really hard to count out a team like Edwin Allen regardless of what's on paper. They have so much dominance in the shorter sprints.
And they have a reason to cheer as we switch to the Class 3 girls 4x100 final. The record here also set by Edwin Allen, 44-85 in 2018. And that would have been a team with the Clayton twins. And
Edwin Allen, Heidel.
Look at the lineup: St. Catherine, Homewood Technical, Edwin Allen, Heidel, St. Jago, Manchester Veer Technical, and Belair. Once again, the top teams: Edwin Allen, Heidel, and St. Jago, lanes 3, 4, and 5.
Heidel comes in with the fastest time from the preliminary round. And they're in lane 4.
It will be very difficult to stop Heidel. Looks like they're 200 champion Alana Reid, who is on the opening leg. We saw her at the start of our coverage win the 200 meters, and so from the very first leg they're saying they want to win this. Edwin Allen there as well. St. Jago. Class 3 has belonged to Heidel this season. It's going to be difficult to stop them.
Center.
Away they go. Alana Reid gets a blistering start. Closes down for Heidel on St. Jago and goes after Manchester High as well. The change is sweet and beautiful for Heidel, and they are massacring the backstretch. Heidel in total control of this 4x1. It's all about getting the baton around now. The record is 44-85. And Heidel is producing a stunning performance. Here's the final change. It's effective. Heidel away from St. Jago, Edwin Allen, and Homewood Technical. Heidel buries the field. The record survived, and it just shows how stunning the record is, because that was a magnificent performance from this Heidel team. Chriselle Holong and St. Jago left stunned by a stunning effort. 45-34, Heidel winning in Class 3.
But each of the exchange zone, the exchanges were so smooth between the athletes, and they just moved breathlessly on the backstretch, and was such a dominating run from Heidel.
There's Alana Reed for Heidel. She had a blistering start, and she handed over the baton smoothly to Kerika Hill on the back straight away. Heidel leading from first leg straight till the end. Kerika Hill there for Heidel.
It's always going to be difficult to beat a team that has two of the very best in Class 3, and they set them up first and second. That's putting everybody else under pressure, because by the time you get to the third leg, you feel like the race is over.
It was definitely over. There's a final exchange. It was smooth for Heidel, and they continued. It's a huge margin of victory to claim the Class 3 girls 4x100 meters.
The principal, Hyacinth Bennett, would be smiling now as she watches her Class 3 charges sprint to victory in the 4x100. So Edwin Allen taking Class 4, and Heidel, as expected, stepping up to win in Class 3. 45-34, St. Jago did well. 46-88 for silver, and Homewood Technical 47-14 for bronze, getting the better of Edwin Allen. So Heidel and St. Jago would have closed the gap, but only slightly on Edwin Allen in pursuit of the girls' championship title. More and more fans piling into GC Foster College now as they take in the final hour and a half of action from Central Champs 2020. The girls 4x100 Class 2 is coming up next on track, and this is a class that Edwin Allen seemed to be out of class. Yesterday in qualifying, they ran Serena Cole to Shaniqua Bassett to Celise Mounce to Patrice Clark. There was no Tia and Tina Clayton, there was no Brandy Hall, so they didn't have any of their medalists from 100 or 200 meters in qualifying. There's the lineup: St. Hilda's, St. Jago, Edwin Allen, Homewood Technical, Heidel, Manchester, Veer Technical, and Brownstown.
Ready.
And look in lane 3, where Edwin Allen will start, will show that Serena Cole will lead them on.
This is the Edwin Allen super team.
There is Cole, a fine hurdler as well, very good long jumper, and has really come through in the shadows of the Clayton twins. Brandy Hall, who ran 11:38 for 100 meters, has been trying to burst from those shadows this season. Watch Homewood as well with Sashika Steele on the second leg. Away they go. Homewood Technical got up well. Serena Cole is running a fabulous opening leg for Edwin Allen. Heidel going beautifully as well. Problems for Edwin Allen, but Clayton gets the baton now. Sashika Steele is also running decently for Homewood Technical, but look at Clayton fly. Edwin Allen large and in charge. Brandy Johnson has the baton. The super team is flying for Edwin Allen. Frank Field is standing to another wonderful performance. Clayton is streaking away. Edwin Allen is dominating in Class 2. Look at the time. They bring the all-time Class 2 4x100 record. And they go wild in Spanish Town, St. Catharines.
A brilliant run. I'm so excited. I always love the relay. I mean, what a wonderful start Edwin Allen had. They are a class act indeed.
And they had some problems on the first exchange, but they're so fast it did not matter. They broke the record such a huge margin. 43.81 the flash time.
Forget about the Central Champs record, which stood at 45.02. Think about the all-time record in high school in the land of wood and water. That's what they have just smashed, 43.80. The world junior record is 43.29, and this is a high school team. This is a high school team, and it's not even the oldest athletes in high school who are running this fast. Serena Cole to Tina Clayton to Brandy Hall to Tia Clayton, and they produce the most special run we have ever seen in high school girls sprint relay running.
This race demanded our attention. I mean, she just powered home on the anchor. Such a wonderful run. It's amazing that they're so young and the performances are worldwide performances. It's notable that we have to recognize these young girls. Such a wonderful program.
Think about it. Kevona Davis is not on this team. Ashanti Moore is not on this team. Jamaica's sprint relay team could easily break 43 seconds this year. There's confirmation. 43.80. Heidel 45.25. That's not bad for class 2. And Homewood Technical 45.42 in third. That's not bad either. Sashika Steele, who ran 11.50 twice in the 100 meters here for Homewood Technical, was made to look average on the second leg. It's as if she wasn't even there. Wow. Give us a second. We need to catch our collective breaths. Everyone here at GC Foster College does. The Class 1 girls are coming up, by the way.
The performance that we just saw is a Class 1 performance.
Or out of class.
Definitely.
There's the lineup for the Class 1 girls event. Manchester High in 2, St. Jago in 3, Heidel in 4, Edwin Allen in 5, Homewood Technical 6, St. Catherine 7, and Veer Technical in lane 8.
43.80 in Class 2 already because the Class 1 girls record. And 44.88 is the Class 2 record at championship. That puts in context the quality of the Class 2 unit put together by Edwin Allen and the master tactician, Michael Kite. The Class 1 girls have their time in the limelight now.
It's the starter.
Very good, right?
Class 1 girls coming up on track.
On your mark.
At the pen relays last year, the Edwin Allen team ran 43.62, but that included all their competitors. This is just a Class 2 team
Lane 7, fingers
smashing
off
the
line.
all-time Class 2 record. Let's see what they do in Class 1. St. Jago to be watched as well. Set on their way for the Class 1 girls sprint relay final. Good start for Heidel. St. Jago slowly away. Homewood Technical going fast on the opening leg. Heidel changing now. Heidel, Edwin Allen. Homewood Technical going really well on the back stretch. The second change is effected now, and it's Homewood Technical looking good. The rest left well back and with a lot of work to do here in Class 1. Homewood Technical and St. Jago close by now. Homewood Technical on the outside, St. Jago on the inside. Homewood Technical all pulling up, and St. Jago wins with Rosalie Cooper an anchor. She anchored them to the Gibson McCook title last year, and she anchors them to the Central Champs gold medal this season. 45.50 is the flash time. Don't scoff at it because of what you saw in Class 2. It's a good time.
St. Jago seemed a bit out of it in the first leg, but they really did. While we were focusing on Heidel and Edwin Allen, the second leg had a blistering performance and did put them back in the mix of things.
Not the best of exchanges for most of the teams in this one. Edwin Allen had a few mishaps on the back straight away. The first, second legs not so smooth, caused him to be out of the picture.
Well, here's another look at it. Homewood Technical off brilliantly. Heidel ran well on the first leg as well.
But they didn't have the best of exchange. Took a while to get her the stick.
Edwin Allen never really in it in this Class 1 race. Looks like Caleb Bonnick, who cut St. Jago back, the 100 champion on the backstretch. And there is something you never want to see, an athlete fixing the baton, mid-race.
Lane 2, Charlemont.
And then disaster on the anchor leg for
Lane 4, Santiago.
Homewood Technical.
Lane 6, Waterford.
In charge,
Lane 7,
heading to victory, and then
Lane
that.
8, York Castle.
Always tough when an athlete gets hurt. Rosalie Cooper capitalizing and taking St. Jago to the victory. So 45-54 St. Jago. They have a DNF for Homewood Technical, but they actually did finish. So let's find that. We'll wait to see there at Heidel 46-41. So I'm sure that's going to be corrected. So let's have a look at the point standings before we get to the boys 4x100 relays. St. Jago well and truly in control, 268 points, ahead of Edunanin 126 points. Charlemont 73, Clarendon College 70, and Bridgeport 57, rounding out the top 5. In the top 10, Vere Technical with 56, one ahead of Manchester 55, Belfield at 34. Good to see Jonathan Grant in the top 10. They have done well here. And Homewood Technical, so often closer to the top on the boys' side. They are in 10th position on 28 points. Let's have a look back at the Class 1 girls 4x100 towards the end of the race to see what happened with the Homewood Technical athlete and whether the baton fell before she crossed the line. If it did, then yes.
It did. Yes, it did.
Well, brilliant work from our producer Phil Riley in spotting that. So that's a disqualification for Homewood Technical, or as they put up in the graphic, did not finish.
It's quite unfortunate though, because she pulled up, and I could imagine that as an athlete, you're so close to the finish line and you do want to cross over and just let go of the baton just a bit too early. Maybe the pain propelled the baton out of her hands.
Yeah, without a doubt, an involuntary release from the Homewood Technical anchor leg runner as we get ready for the Class 3 boys 4x100 final. There's the lineup. The Cedar Grove Academy, Charlemont High, Bridgeport, St. Jago, Jose Marti, Waterford, Edunanin, and York Castle. St. Jago coming as favourites for all of these relays on the boys' side, all of the sprint relays on the boys' side, including, of course, here in Class 3, where they had 2 medalists in the 100. Of course, Crooks didn't turn up for the 200 final, so I wonder if he's going to be in this 4x100 lineup for the St. Jago High boys team.
St. Jago really dominating the men's side of things. We have Waterford High comes in with the second fastest time in this one. 46.81 for Waterford.
St. Jago the favourites in lane 4. Class 3 boys 4x100 relay.
Set.
Away they go.
For the Class 3.
St. Jago in lane 4, off to a bright start. Closing down and going by Jose Marti Technical. The change is good for St. Jago. They have the fast Coen Kelly on the second leg, and Kelly goes well. Decelerates into the change though, slows the momentum for St. Jago and allows Edunanin to feel that they're in the mix. Edunanin running well on the outside now. St. Jago and Edunanin together. Down the stretch they come. The Cedar Grove Academy running well in lane 2 as well. St. Jago though, stepping away and winning convincingly. It was never in doubt. It's 46.70. They can run so much faster than that.
Definitely. You know, I am such a lover of the relays. Never got the opportunity often enough while competing for the Cayman Islands. But that was just such an amazing run. I mean, the exchanges were not smooth. They almost seemed like they slowed down to catch each other. But the anchor leg showed that St. Jago was in command the entire time.
Definitely, they could have done better with the exchanges, St. Jago. A lot of shuffling and slowing down into the incoming and outgoing runners.
Let's have another look at it. Great foot speed they have on the team, St. Jago, and so they start really well, and that's maintained down the backstretch, but really
Slow right there.
yeah, decelerating into that change. And you don't want to lose momentum in the 4x1, and there again, even on the final change.
It's almost on the final change that he didn't sprint out. He literally jogged, and then as he got going,
He starts the showmanship, playing around with the competitors, and he was able to do that. He had the margin of victory.
Tell you what, he's not going to be able to do that at some other meets. They probably have Gibson McCook to come, but at Central Champs in Jago, top of the pile on the boys' side in the Class 3 4x100 relay.
I guess you do have certain meets that you're going to have some fun, because when you meet the other big boys, you have to be serious.
46.71 for St. Jago, Waterford 47.33. Founded a silver medal for them, and Edwin Allen the bronze at 47.60. So the Class 3 boys out the way, the Class 2s are coming up next. Once again, St. Jago High School, the favorite, the record, 41.43, set in 2018, and no surprise, it was St. Jago who set that record. The last team to win Central Champs outside of St. Jago was Manchester High, and St. Jago wasn't even here that year. Stairtown, Charlemont, Fern Court, St. Jago, Manchester High, Edwin Allen, Clarendon College, and Ocho Rios. The lineup for the Class 2 boys sprint relay final.
This should be a fast race. We have several teams running 43.31. That would be St. Jago, Manchester High 43.36, and Edwin Allen 43.33.
Certainly should be competitive. St. Jago in 4 start favorites. Off. Even break. Nothing separating the top teams on the first leg. Manchester changing first, but only just. Edwin Allen also going quickly down the backstretch. St. Jago coming into the picture as well. Might well be Raheem Pinnock on the second leg. St. Jago with the advantage, but only just. Edwin Allen there as well. Manchester close by. St. Jago starting to dictate now. The final change is made. St. Jago out front, chased by on their inside Fern Court. St. Jago away from Fern Court, and Manchester 42.68. The record remains intact, but no doubt about the winner, St. Jago, and a real fine performance from Fern Court to get the silver medal, but St. Jago taking victory.
The Monk Street boys are having a lot of fun. I mean, we have slow down, we have looking at competitors, but it's nice to see the athletes have fun in style.
Still a dominating performance from St. Jago. They led from the start with not much separation until they got to the second exchange.
The exchanges were quite smooth, which allows the baton to pass. He hammered on the backstretch right here, looked really in command. He was already up on the other lanes.
Edwin Allen seemingly challenging right here on the third leg, but St. Jago had the better exchanges and was able to pull away.
In style, even to the point of checking back. I think that there is a lot more left in the tank for the St. Jago team.
And they will need it in other meets, but as you pointed out, Sidonie, if you can have some fun,
why not?
Why not? St. Jago certainly having fun here in Class 3 and now in Class 2 in the 4x100 relays. The Class 1 boys coming up next. Here's a look at the result. 42.66 for St. Jago, Fern Court 43.10, and Manchester High taking the bronze at 43.62. The Class 1 boys coming up next on track. Many people have been looking forward to see the St. Jago Class 1 team. They've not really put their full team together yet this season, and so it's going to be interesting if they run all of them today. Jamar Treasure will be on the opening leg. He false started in the 100 final earlier today, and an opportunity here to make up for that. Here's the full lineup: Yorkcastle, Bridgeport, St. Catherine, St. Jago, Greater Portmore, Manchester High, Clarendon College, and Edwin Allen. St. Jago ran 41.81 in qualifying. Bridgeport go in lane 2. They should have the 200 bronze medalist Junior Grant. There is Jamar Treasure, has improved so much this season. 10.54 in qualifying for the 100 meters on day 1. Fall started in the final. Look for a blistering leg. That's Granville, the sprint hurdler. They don't have Vashon Vassiana, who is out injured. Away they go. Great start for Greater Portmore. St. Jago trying to respond through Treasure on the opening leg. Down the backstretch, Javari Thomas has the baton for St. Jago. And the little man, the 100 champion, eats into the ground. St. Jago now with Granville. Greater Portmore still running well. Edwin Allen trying to stay close. The final change effected now. St. Jago with the lead. Kavian Carr sprinting down the home stretch. The 200 silver medalist anchors St. Jago to a fine victory. They go sub 41 and beat their own record of 40.97 set last year. The long jump champion, the 200 silver medalist, takes St. Jago to 4x100 gold. And they still have Vashon Vassiana when fit to add to that team. The time has been corrected to 41.03 and their 2019 record survives. And Kavian Carr looks in pain.
As we watched the first leg, I mean, they really had a great start. The baton exchange were quite smooth, and he just moved so effortlessly on the backstretch.
There's the 100 champion, Javari Thomas.
He powered on the curve. He just dominated this curve.
There's Kavian Carr on the ankle leg for St. Jago. He was just second in the 200 meters, using that speed and that power from the long jump to finish fast and strong for St. Jago. Kavian Carr anchoring St. Jago to victory in the Class 1 boys 4x100 meters.
Well, he's down on the turf and is about to be stretched out the park, Kavian Carr. As we look at confirmation of the final times, 41.03 for St. Jago. St. Catherine with Sanjay Davidson on anchor, 41.93. And Manchester in third at 41.96. Greater Portmore, after a fabulous start, left out of the medals in fourth position at 41.97. They'll be disappointed with that because they ran well in qualifying and ran well early in this final, but unable to sustain it and win a medal here at Central Champs. Well, we've moved from overcast to beautiful sunshine. It's probably the best conditions we've had for the 2 days. It's either been too hot, too windy at times, but it's pretty good conditions now.
Perfect condition for sprinting.
Sidoni Mothersill, the 2010 Commonwealth Games champion, would know what are perfect conditions for sprinting.
Not too hot, not too cold, not too windy. The conditions here today are just right.
Daniel Dowie would know perfect conditions for hurdling and relay running as well, including 4x4s, which she ran for Wilma's. And the 4x4s will close the show. We take a break on our coverage, though, of Central Champs 2020. When we return, it's the all-exciting medley relays. Seasons and counting on the UEFA Champions League on your home of champions. Catch the action as you download your SportsMax app if you don't already have it. Many famed sites across St. Catherine, one of the country's most economically viable parishes. Talking about economically viable, Helsha Beach and its famed fried fish come to mind. There's the Flat Bridge, once a must, to the scare of many to connect to various parts of the island. Many felt they needed to pray, and the cathedral, St. Jago de la Vega, the oldest Anglican cathedral in the Caribbean, all the way back in 1714, not a bad place to start. Where we finished today, though, is at GC Foster College, the home where many fine athletes, teachers and coaches have been developed, and today, the venue for Central Champs 2020. We've already seen so many riveting performances, and we are not done yet. The relays still to come, or I should say, more relays still to come. The sprint medley for girls will be next on track, and of course the 4x400 relay events will close the show here at the Central Championships. Ricardo Chambers alongside Daniel Dowie, the 2009 World Youth 400 meter hurdles champion, former Wilmers and Titchfield High standout, and Sidonie Mothersill, former St. Jago, St. Andrew High and Cayman Island sprinter, here with us as well. 3 days at St. Jago, 2 years at St. Andrew High, one carifter for the Cayman Islands while based in Jamaica, and went on to a successful career on the international stage. 4 Olympic Games, that's no mean feat. 5 Olympic Games, sorry, my apologies. 5 Olympic Games, how dare I take away one from you. And of course, 2010 Commonwealth Games champion, and that Commonwealth Games gold medal, a massive moment in Cayman Islands track and field history. Surely we've seen many future champions today already.
We have. I mean, this, you know, coming into these championship, I thought that in the past, you know, the women really dominated this event, and they still did, but you had really great performances from the boys.
And certainly, without a doubt, so many quality athletes. And as we await the sprint medley final for girls, a good opportunity to remind you on what has happened in the 200 meter. Chamonix Kazel in class 4, Alana Reid in class 3 for Heidel. Then Tina Clayton dominating in class 2 before a record performance from Kevona Davis in class 1. That was expected and she delivered. This man won the double at 100, 200 for Fear in class 4. Charlemont, part of the party. And in Class 1, Rajay Morris expected to win and delivered in no uncertain terms in the 200 meters for Class 1 boys. It's a wonderful event, this. The races go very quickly here at Central Champs.
Which makes it very exciting.
Sure does. There is Alana Reed. Her job is done.
She gets to have a bit of fun now.
Edwin and they've done well. There's Leah Powell out of the medals in the 200. As we try to find Shawana Ebanks. I wonder where she is at this stage.
Well, Ricardo, I am on the track, but it is not because of my athletic abilities. I'm just here to give you an update on Class 2 of the boys long jump. After 3 rounds, Lawrence is leading with a jump of 6.4 meters. He represents St. Jago High School. In second place is Omari Brown of Ocherius High with a jump of 6.2 meters. Stephen Rankin is in third of Mount St. Joseph with a jump of 5.94. In fourth place is Rashid Gardner with a jump of 5.88 of St. Catherine High School. In fifth place sits Howard Murray of Greater Portmore with a jump of 5.86. Omarion Walford is just behind him with a jump of 5.82 representing St. Jago High School. Tamoy Mosley of Ferncourt High with a jump of 5.77 sits in 7th place, while to round out the top 8, Tamar Thompson of Bridgeport High has a jump of 5.38. We'll have more for you from the boys Class 2 long jump in a few. Of course, we will let you know who has won the event. Back over to you, Ricardo.
Thank you very much, Shawana. And I know that it was not because of your athletic ability while you were on the track. St. Elizabeth has produced many quality athletes, but I can assure you Shawana is not one of them. I'm sure there's a sport that she could do well though. Maybe volleyball, netball. Oh, she's trying to signal to me football.
So Ozan Martin was second, 47-33.
St. Jago having a great time. Edunanen, good to see the smaller schools really coming to the party here. Waterford, Steertown. We've seen good performances from Ferncourt as well. We enjoy the scenes from GC Foster College Central Champs 2020, part of the Digicel Grand Prix on your home of champions. We take another break. Sprint medley action still to come. Download the SportsMax app and watch for free anywhere in the Caribbean on a SportsMax Plus. And of course, there is so much to watch on your home of the champions, from the Digicel Grand Prix to the Gibson McCook Relays, all the way to the Olympic Games. There's horse racing on the channel, NBA action, UEFA Champions League action. Today we're at GC Foster College for Central Champs 2020. This is St. Catherine, Jamaica, and we come to you wherever you are in the Caribbean. Fans are patiently waiting for the next event on track, as are we. It's going to be the sprint medley open for girls. And of course, there were no qualifying races for the sprint medley. Just 8 teams turned up for the girls event, and so that will be a straight final. And for the boys event, it will be a timed final, and they will run 2 sections in the sprint medley. I'm especially looking forward to the boys event, and I'm looking forward to seeing Denick Luke, who represents Edwin Allen. He's from the island of Dominica. Of course, so many athletes, Sidonie, from across the Caribbean, the Cayman Islands, from the Cayman Islands, from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, from Dominica, here in Jamaica, from Turks and Caicos, competing in the Jamaican high school system. And Denick Luke in the sprint medley is one of those. We're going to see him, but quickly, while we have some time, what are your thoughts on all these athletes from across the Caribbean, including from your Cayman Islands, coming to Jamaica and taking part in the high school system?
I actually think it's a great thing. I don't see it as being something negative. I think that Jamaica has a rich culture, a rich athletic culture, and I do think that athletes who come to Jamaica do so because of that culture and because of the success that Jamaica has had. So I think that to lend our neighbors the coaching talent and this amazing atmosphere is a great thing for track and field fans.
I love how you say our neighbors, putting yourself in the shoe of a Jamaican. Look, we've already taken her over again, not for the first time in history. Shawana Ebanks has some more information for us.
Yes, thank you, Ricardo. I did promise you the results of the boys class 2 long jump, and I have them for you. Howard Murray of Greater Portmore is the winner here today with a jump of 6.19 meters. Behind him in second place is Lance Lawrence of St. Jago High with a jump of 6.04 meters. And in third place, it is Amory Brown of Ocherius High with a jump of 6.02. So there you have it. Congratulations to Howard Murray of Greater Portmore High. He is your class 2 long jump champion.
Thank you very much, Shawana. Thank you very much, Shawana. And a good performance there from Howard Murray of Greater Portmore. Of course, he was in 5th position. Howard Murray, after 3 rounds in that long jump final, his best was only 5.86 meters. And he found a big jump, 6.19. Of course, in class 2, when you look at what is happening across the country, if you are not over 650, then it's going to be difficult to make the champs final. If you are thinking about a champs medal, then you want to be closer to 7 meters, but it is still quite an achievement for Howard Murray, who I'm sure will continue to improve for Greater Portmore as he heads to the boys championship. The St. Catherine girls are having a great time inside the stands here at GC Foster College as they enjoy some wonderful Jamaican music. Take them in, enjoy as we go to another break on our coverage. We're still awaiting the start of the sprint medley open for girls. representing the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games live on the SportsMax app. The Olympic Games July 24 to August 10, and we certainly look forward to what an outstanding event that will be. Today we're at GC Foster College in Spanish Town, St. Catherine for the 2020 Digicel Grand Prix Central Championships. The girls' battle has been intense. Edwin Allen, St. Jago, Heidel, all still in the running going into the final few events. On the boys' side, St. Jago has pretty much sewn up the boys' title. The girls' sprint medley open final coming up next on track. We've been waiting for this one for a while. Daniel Dowie and Sidonie Mothersill still with me. Let's have a look at the point standings quickly on the girls' side. Edwin Allen 342.5 ahead of Heidel 323.5, St. Jago 312. That's the top three. Homewood 246, Veer 118, St. Catherine 63, Manchester 57, Spalding 49, Clarendon College 35, and Belfield 19.
Lane 5, Homewood. Lane 6, Edwin Allen. Lane 7, St. Jago. Lane 8, Manchester.
The 1600 meter sprint medley on track. It will go 400 meters, 200 meters to 200 meters and finish up with an 800 meter leg.
And the 800 meter is really the deciding factor in this relay.
Yeah, it so often is, isn't it? St. Catherine's, Spalding, Veer Technical, Enid Bennett, Homewood Technical, Edwin Allen, St. Jago, and Manchester. Your 400 runner and your 200 runners put in so much work, and then ultimately it comes down to the quality of your half miler. Let's see how this one will turn out.
No Heidel in this one.
That will give Edwin Allen a chance to extend their lead.
400
Set up their way for the girls' sprint medley open final.
This is the 400 meter leg, the opening leg of this event.
And this is where the athletes really want to set up the race for their 200 meter runners. Try and get in a good position early, so when it does get to the 800 meters leg, the half miler is in a good position and out of traffic. St. Jago going out well on the outside. They are in 7. Good opening leg for St. Jago. Edwin Allen chasing. Homewood Technical, they have a fine 400 program. And they draw close.
Really good leg for St. Jago. Edwin Allen closing there.
St. Jago, Edwin Allen, and Homewood Technical. That's the top three. St. Catherine out of your picture, back in 4th position. This is the first 200 meters leg, and Edwin Allen with a slight advantage over St. Jago. Good finish to that leg from St. Jago. Edwin Allen, St. Jago, and Homewood Technical. This is
What a blistering turn.
This is exactly what Edwin Allen would have been looking forward to, but now Homewood Technical closing and passing on the inside. How did she get that space?
Unbelievable.
A huge mistake for the Edwin Allen athlete. She gave up the inside and allowed the Homewood Tech athlete to just come through.
That's exactly what the coaches will tell you you are not supposed to do. Absolutely not.
She should have stayed to the inside of that lane and forced the Homewood Tech athlete to go around her.
Brenna Samuels anchors this team for Edwin Allen. Homewood Technical in 2nd position, St. Jago well back in 3rd. And this now is really a battle of the better 800 runner, whether it is Edwin Allen, Homewood Technical, or even St. Jago.
Edwin Allen looks quite comfortable up front. She's saving it for the final leg.
Samuels is experienced running these medley relay races for the Edwin Allen team. And the supporters are going absolutely wild here. You can see them in the background and surely hear them as well, as Brianna Samuels just opens a 5-meter gap, but Homewood Technical still sticking close, and this race is still open.
Will we see a sprint for the finish line?
Samuels with the lead for Edwin Allen. Homewood Technical in second position.
She seems quite relaxed and in control, and the lead seems to be extending at this point.
Yeah, work for the Homewood Technical ankle leg runner to do, and it doesn't seem as if she has that next gear. Or does she? She's drawing closer again. Edwin Allen under pressure. Homewood Technical now takes charge. Oh, she just bided her time and now starts to pile it on down the stretch. It's Samuels of Edwin Allen who did not have an extra gear, and Homewood Technical will win the sprint medley open for girls. 4:03.98. St. Jago and St. Catherine fight to the finish, but it's Homewood Technical celebrating gold. I think St. Catherine got the bronze, with Edwin Allen hanging on for silver.
The sprint medley, when it comes to the 800, is really a tactical race. You have to be patient, pace yourself, and Homewood did just that.
She timed it perfectly, the Homewood runner on the ankle leg.
Don't get it much better than that, unless you're much better than that. Edwin Allen on this first 200 meters leg just taking charge after being well set up. And the problems really started towards the end of the second 200 leg for Edwin Allen. A massive mistake made, allowing the Homewood Technical third leg runner to pass on the inside.
And when that happens, you can't make a move. You cannot react quick enough to ensure that she doesn't pass you. You gave up valuable grounds.
Samuels for Edwin Allen on the anchor leg took charge. But Homewood Technical staying close all the time.
I got this one wrong because I did think that she looked quite smooth and that she would have something left in the tank should the Homewood athlete challenge her.
She looked smooth, but she had nothing left.
Not at all.
The tank was empty. Running on E.
And the Homewood Tech athlete, when she passed her, just really just extended that lead and kept on powering home.
Homewood Technical, the reigning champions and record holders, deliver again in the medley at Central Champs. .404.02 the winning time for Homewood Technical. Edwin Allen 4:09.54, and St. Catherine fighting to the line to snatch the bronze medal at 4 minutes 10.35. Well, those are the St. Catherine fans celebrating their bronze medal. Let's have a look at the point standings on the boys' side. St. Jago 330 ahead of Edwin Allen 166. You do the math and find the difference. Clarendon College in third on 80 ahead of Shawniman 76, and Manchester rounding out the top 5 on 71. Bridgeport 65, Veer Technical 56, Belfield 39, Ferncourt 33, and Jonathan Grant 32 in the top 10 at Central Champs 2020. Let's have a look at this finish from St. Catherine. There was some amount of heart and determination from St. Jago as well. There's Kevona Davis, she's part of the cheering party. Yeah, you're on television, Kevona. she can dance, you know, a lot better than Sidonie and Daniel can.
This is a time of final. In heat
What
1,
about you, Ricardo?
lane 3, Pellets.
I can do everything.
Lane 4, Ian Bennett. Lane 5,
You just have to pick the right moment.
Lane 6, Bridgeport.
The boys are coming up in the sprint medley. There will be 2 sections of the sprint medley open for boys. And of course they seed the teams, so section 1 will be the slower teams, and then the top teams will come in section 2. Kellitz will go in lane 3. Maybe up to about 8 years ago, Kellitz had a fine middle and long distance program. That program has fallen off quite a lot in recent years, and maybe they can rebuild it again. Remember the years when they had Sanjay Pantry, who transferred to San Diego, Enid Bennett. They had Tyrese Taylor last year, who is now at Veer Technical. Garvin Maceo, we see them with a few really good athletes. Kishane Thompson in the sprint, Shamar Brown in the hurdles. They're in the lineup as well. And so too is Bridgeport in lane 6.
Oh, no.
There's confirmation of the lineup. 4 teams: Kellitz, Enid Bennett, Garvin Maceo and Bridgeport. Legs are the same as with the girls: 400, 200, 200, and then they close with an 800 meters leg. The record, 3:29.46, set in 2018 by St. Jago. Of course, at champs, to run the medley, you can't compete in any individual track event. So to be part of the medley, you have to be a field event competitor, or you would not have competed in any event at all.
So does that give an opportunity for athletes who would not normally make any of the more popular relay an opportunity to run or compete at champs?
That's exactly the point of it, as they're sent on their way. What we've seen in recent years, though, especially on the boys' side, is that a lot of them are sending their top 800 runners to try and collect those 12 points in the medley, understanding that it's only 9 points to win the 800 class 1, but it's 12 points to win the medley. And so it's been a strategic move. I think it was probably started by Kingston College, as we now focus on this race. Bridgeport on the outside, Garvin Maceo there as well. Enid Bennett, Kellitz left well back and with a lot of work to do as they turn down the stretch. Bridgeport, Garvin Maceo, Enid Bennett, Kellitz. Incidentally, Enid Bennett won the medley at the Gibson McCook Relays last year, but then they had the outstanding Tyrese Taylor, who of course went on to the silver medal at champs in the class 1 boys 800 meters in that tremendous battle with Kimar Farquharson, but he's now at Veer Technical. They don't have him, and so might struggle here. They have good half mile as Enid Bennett, but they're struggling to this point. Bridgeport in charge, and they've opened up a 10 to 12 meter lead, Bridgeport, over Garvin Maceo and Kellitz. Enid Bennett back in 4th position.
But despite this lead, the race, as we mentioned earlier, will be decided by the 800 meter leg. And I must say the athlete in the 800 meter leg has taken it quite a bit fast, because typically they start a bit slower and continue to build. So this should be an interesting lead.
Yeah, certainly took it out really hard. In fact, extending the lead for Bridgeport over that first 100 meters. Part of that, I feel, as well, is putting the chasing pack under pressure. If you allow them to get too close to you too quickly and too easily, then that builds confidence and gives them a really good opportunity. But if you open the advantage, it forces them to think more about what they want to do and puts them under a little bit more pressure. And that's what Bridgeport the Bridgeport anchorman has done here.
It's also a timed final, and he knows that he's in the slower seeded heat, so he would want to have a good time to get a chance to get on the podium, because the faster section will come in final number 2.
Yeah, or at least be in the top 8 to score. You run on the final afternoon in the final hour of Central Champs, you better be on that scoring table.
He's doing quite well. The lead remains the same.
They're making good running here.
He's probably even extended that lead. But he's starting to feel it now. With about 150 to go.
I would often say if I'm running a 4x4, which I did in college, that the monkey has certainly jumped in his back at this point.
Sure, you had a lot of monkeys in your back in your days at Clemson. Down the stretch, Bridgeport with the lead.
Bridgeport against the clock. Garvin Messiah trying to make a comeback, finishing strong there in second.
Bridgeport holding strong as they come to the line. It will be Bridgeport in 3:43.52. Watch that time closely to see if it will be good enough to get them into the top 8. 3:43.57 and the Garvin Maceo 3:45.29.
Last 2 boys, 4x100-meter results. St. Jacob the winners, 42.66.
Well, you always want to get a good start in any race. You always want a good leg in the medley, and that is exactly what Bridgeport got. A good quarter miler, a couple of decent sprinters, and a decent half miler, taking them to victory in section 1 of the Sprint Medley Open for boys.
Now they will have to wait and see what happens in final number 2 that will feature St. Jago.
Will St. Jago add another relay to their already hauled?
Yeah, they have been dominant in every department of Central Champs on the boys' side as Bridgeport come through to take section 1 of the Sprint Medley Open for boys. (3:43.57), Garvin Maceo 3:45.29, Kellett's 3:56.08, and Enid Bennett at 4:06.57 would have not won the girls' race.
So your top 5 on the women's side after 43 events. Their technical pick 118.
Section 2 coming up.
249. St. Jago third, 317. Idel second, 336.5.
Second section of the sprint medley. 5 teams listed for section 2. What it means, only one of the 9 teams who would have taken part who will not score. Edwin Allen in 3, Manchester in 4, St. Jago 5, Charlemont 6, and Homewood Technical in 7. Of course, we point to St. Jago as potential favorites, but Edwin Allen will have a fine team here, as will Homewood Technical, I think. So this could be a really good race.
Maybe we won't see the showmanship that St. Jago has shown in the previous relay, that they'll be a bit more focused.
They might have to be.
This one would be too competitive for them to have too much fun. Edwin Allen looking to pose some serious threat in this second final.
Sprint Medley Open for boys, section 2. They're chasing 3:43.57. The top 3 teams here will run much faster than that.
Ready?
Set.
Away they go for the sprint medley. open for boys section 2.
This is a time final.
Expected to be the faster of the two sections. St. Jago off to a fine start already. Passing Charlemont and Homewood Technical down the backstretch. Edwin Allen with some amount of work to do. Manchester High left well back.
Championships.
Homewood Technical starting to respond now off the top bend.
St.
Jago takes them down the stretch. Edwin Allen and Homewood Technical also stepping forward. St. Jago, Edwin Allen and Homewood Technical, the big three. Charlemont in fourth.
They are the hot bun.
Edwin Allen there, taking over.
Yeah, really good second leg so far for Edwin Allen. And they now go ahead of St. Jago, showing that they have some sprinting quality as well. Homewood left well back in third. Edwin Allen with the lead. St. Jago in second spot. Homewood Technical well back in third position.
Edwin Allen.
Down the stretch they come. Edwin Allen and St. Jago. And this is where the race is. Now let's get a first look at this very tall figure from Edwin Allen. Denick Luke out of Dominica runs almost like Asbel Kiprop, and he strides out and takes the lead down the backstretch.
So it's Edwin Allen and St. Jago. They'll do the best of the runnings in this one.
Luke of Dominica leads there for Edwin Allen. Long strides, long open strides on this 800-meter leg.
But St. Jago remains closely behind, and as I mentioned, the 800 is really strategic, and I'm wondering if St. Jago will keep the pace close enough or keep the distance close enough to see if they can keep their winning victory in the relays.
I don't know, Luke looks really comfortable.
Edwin Allen.
Yeah, he does look comfortable. Denick Luke
continues the streak forward.
Ran at the Milo Western Relays on this very track here at GC Foster College. Ran 1:55.43 on that day, so he is a quality competitor. And for you to beat a 1:55 man who already has a 6 or 7 meter lead, then you need a 1:53 or better, and I'm not sure that a 1:53 leg is behind him at this stage, although it's a really good run on anchor for Homewood Technical, who now move into second position. But it's Luke and Edwin Allen at the top, and the lead is a substantial one.
He does look quite comfy, and I do concur to what I said earlier. He looks like he's going to power home, and Edwin Allen will retain, will lead this, will win this race.
Luke steps on the accelerator down the home stretch.
He's certainly sprinting like an 800-meter runner.
3:33.48 for Edwin Allen. 3:33.54, significantly faster than section 1. 3:38.44 for Homewood in second spot. But it's Edwin Allen who wins this section, anchored by the young man from Dominica, Denick Luke. All of Dominica is watching this very moment as they see their young charge who has come to Edwin Allen deliver a fine performance to take them to a gold medal at Central Champs. What that means, Dominica, is that you can watch again on March 14 at the Digicel Grand Prix Finals, where he is to be in action with this Edwin Allen team when they will take on the best from the West, Corporate and Eastern.
He took out quite comfortably in the first 100 of this race. He remained in command and continued his lead as he came home, almost as if he had more in the tank that he could have gone faster in a certain parts of the race.
Yeah, it wasn't pushed in the middle of the race, and that sometimes can make the difference in terms of how fast you go. It was really a comfortable middle portion. and trying to push the pace coming home.
The 4x4 will be timed final.
But Dominica is smiling right now if they're watching.
I'm sure they're watching and I'm sure they're smiling. Gold to Edonan in 3:33.54. Silver to home with technical 3:38.44. And St. Jago just snatching the bronze at 3:43.02. Just faster than the 3:43.57 set in section 1. Two and a half hours have flown by so quickly. That's because we've had so much fun here at Central Champs 2020. Still to come, the 4x400 relays for both girls and boys. Years, 11 seasons and counting of the UEFA Champions League on your home of champions, SportsMax. Remember, you can catch matches on match day on SportsMax and all the matches on the SportsMax app. Download it today. We're at GC Foster College in Spanish Town, St. Catherine for the 2020 Digicel Grand Prix Central Championships. Let's have a look at how the girls look heading into the final event, the 4x4. Edwin in 366.5. They have shrugged off the challenge of Heidel and retained the title going into the last event. Heidel 336.5 and St. Jago at 323. Looks as if they will be settling for third as well. Great fight though. Homewood Technical 261 in fourth. Bear Technical 121. St. Catherine 74. Two sections of the girls 4x400. As with the medley relay, the slower teams will go in section 1. St. Hilda's, Denby, Bronstown, Dintil Technical and Belfield. The top teams will be in section 2.
set.
St. Hilda's, Denby,
Away for
Brownstown,
section one of the
Dintill
time
and
final.
Belfield. The lineup
In this, the 4x400
for the first
meters
section
relay
of the
for girls
4x400 open for girls.
St. Hilda's, Denby,
They will be
Brownstown,
trying
Dintill,
to
Belfield.
set a time for the others to chase, set a time that will hopefully get them into the top 8 to try and score. Good start for Belfield on the outside. Denby in the center of the track in that blue and black also going well. This one is not expected to be fast. We're watching to see if they can get under 4 minutes for this 4x4 relay.
The Belfield athlete, they're setting her team up for a good start. And Brownstown there in the middle, running good as well. She looks like she's in the lead at this time.
The second turnover is really important. You will normally put a sprinter in this leg to try to gain, put a big lead. You need someone aggressively as you run the first turn and then you cut in on the backstretch.
So it looks like Denby with the lead. Belfield stepping up to challenge now as the team in red and white surges to the front and opens up a 5-meter advantage. They go through 200 meters. Belfield and Denby battling here.
This is the difference we're talking about on the second leg. The Belfield runner taking charge.
So Belfield and Denby. Dintill and Brownstown. So Belfield ahead of Denby.
The Belfield athletes look really strong, and while we do not expect it to be a fast time, they are showing that in this final they are the ones to beat.
Without a doubt, opening up now. The lead 20-25 meters. Good looking third leg here for Belfield. So known for their middle distance program, their 800, 1500, 3000 program, and up to 5,000 on the boys' side. The great Kemoy Campbell attended Belfield, and good afternoon to you, Kemoy, if you are watching. And if any of your friends is watching as well, can pass the information along. So disappointing the way his career would have ended, but still a motivation to so many across this country. And he knows, Kemoy Campbell, that he laid a fantastic foundation for Belfield and for middle and long distance running in Jamaica. He's given the next generation hope that it is possible. It is possible to go to the NCAAs and do well. It is possible to go to the World Championships and Olympic Games and make the final and the World Indoors as a Jamaican. And who knows, the next level will be to try and get into those medals. That's the inspiration that Kemoy Campbell has given everyone at Belfield, but every distance runner in Jamaica as well. As we watch the next generation of Belfield athletes on the girls' side now lead the 4x4 section 1 for girls here at Central Champs. It's Belfield streaking away to win section 1. They're looking to get under a minute. How close to it will they get? 3:58.77. That's a good run. That's a good performance from Belfield. A lot there for them to build on and move forward with. Good finish, I think, for Dintill Technical. They snatched second spot. 3:59.12. The time has been adjusted to for Belfield as they take section 1.
0.12, the winning time for Belfield. 4:08.18.
Belfield basically just ran for time there, leading most of the way, the entire race from the start.
And extending the lead as we go on to the second, third, and of course the anchor leg.
Yeah, it was all about them against the clock from pretty early, to be honest.
Lane 2, very technical.
The rest not
Lane 3,
proving
Spalding.
a significant
Lane
challenge
4,
in this
Heidel.
first section of the 4x4.
Lane 5, Edwin Allen.
Section 2 is really the big
Lane
one.
6, Homewood. Lane 7,
And that makes you wonder if they would have gone faster, if they would be in the faster heat, faster final.
Well, you never know, but you've got to run as fast as you can until you can go up against the faster runners. Sounds like a genius statement, doesn't it?
It does, but you know what? I do think that sometimes when you're in a slower heat, you have an opportunity. There's not a lot of pressure for you to perform, so you can stick to the race plan that your coach has laid out. So sometimes it's not always great. Sometimes we have fast heats, teams in a race or athletes in a race, and they do not live up to that hype of having seen a fast time.
Also, when you're by yourself in a 4x4, you stay out of traffic, whereas when you're in a pack, you can get bounced around. There it is, 3:59.12 for Belfield, Dintil 4:08.18, and then be in third position at 4 minutes 08.76. So the point really is it can work both ways. You can be pushed to a faster time running against faster athletes, but also you can be in that pressure, as you pointed out, Sidani, and you also get caught up in traffic and get pushed around, and that also affects your final time. So life, that's how life is. So many different ways, so many different things that can happen with different scenarios. Well, the big race is coming up, the 4x400 section 2 for girls. Homewood Technical, the best team in the country this year, and they will go in lane 6. Here's the lineup: Manchester High, Veer Technical, Spalding, Heidel, Edwin Allen, Homewood Technical, St. Jago, and St. Catherine.
Looks like Heidel is missing from lane 4. Such a disappointment. I was looking forward to seeing them.
They didn't compete, they weren't in the medley either, but that would have been set from a day ago. But disappointing not to see them at 4x4, but they've probably realized they can't win Central Champs, and now they save their athletes for the next task, which will of course be Gibson McCook relays, and of course the biggest one of all, there's the Grand Prix finals and then champs. So lots more events to come. Let's see how this one will go. Spalding have been great all season as well.
And they're the runners-up in this event last year at Central Champs. No Heidel to beat them, so let's see what they do.
They have Homewood though. Homewood in lane 6. Away they go. 4x400 for girls. Edwin Allen off to a fast start. Already flying on the opening leg. Homewood Technical going steadily as well. St. Jago in lane 7 trying to keep pace. Spalding not quite into their running yet. They've had some fine opening legs from Ramonia Clark this season, Spalding, so let's see what she delivers here as they turn down the stretch.
That's
Homewood Technical.
Brissett for Homewood Technical running a great opening leg.
The 400 hurdles silver medalist open strong for Homewood, ahead of Spalding. Edwin Allen in third position. St. Jago moving up well, but it's Homewood Technical, the #1 team in the land of wood and water, with the lead on this, the second leg. This is Daniela Dare running for Homewood Technical, the national junior representative.
She looks so comfortable in the face. Nice and relaxed. Powerful strides coming out of the final turn.
Daniela Dare, a former Class 2 400 champion.
But here comes Edwin Allen.
Edwin Allen, St. Jago, what's Spalding as well. They have Annalie Waite on this leg. But it's still Homewood Technical. Ricky and Russell awaits the baton. This fine 400, 800 talent, Ricky and Russell, has the baton for Homewood Technical. St. Jago in second. Edwin Allen in third. Edwin Allen swiftly goes into second position. And takes a cut at first. It looks like the 400 hurdles champion, Lashana Graham.
And that's how you run. You do not allow the athlete to dictate to pass you. You let them work hard to get past you.
The strong-looking Ricky and Russell leads the Homewood Technical. The 400 hurdles champion in second position for Edwin Allen. Carlene Temple is back in third for Spalding. St. Jago there as well, battling.
This is a great run by Homewood Tech, a great leg.
Ricky and Russell finishes strong and hands over to the 400 champion. Kavia Francis has the baton. This stunning talent that started her high school career at Manchester High and now is the super anchor for Homewood. And I don't think there's anybody on this leg who can beat her.
She looks quite relaxed and in control.
This is Kavia Francis. Won the 400 meters earlier today. And here she is, looking to take Homewood Technical to 4x4 victory.
Edwin Allen is not giving up just yet. I don't think they'll be able to close, but she's putting on a fight.
She is putting on a fight. Kavia Francis is too good though. Homewood Technical breaks 3:40. They've run much faster this season, but when you consider championship runs in the flat events for these athletes, to return 3:39.45 is a commendable effort with Kavia Francis on anchor.
That's how you expect the 400-meter champion to anchor a relay for Homewood Technical. And the third leg for Homewood did really good to fend off the hurdler, Lashana Graham.
Yes, they ran a smart race. They ran a smart race throughout all the legs, particularly the third leg, which the Edwin Allen athlete tried to pass, and she said, no, wait a second, not just yet. If you're going to pass me, you have to run around me.
Definitely. There she is. Russell, Homewood Technical, ran a really strong leg to defeat Lashana Graham, the 400 hurdler, who's not a hard person to beat. She's really strong as well.
And she came home relaxed, running tall, which is really important in a 4x4.
Yeah, without a doubt, Kavia Francis on anchor, putting down a real quality performance for Homewood Technical. As I said, they have run faster this season, but
that race reminded me of my former glory days in the relays, a few that I had, but I'm such a lover of the relays because it's such a team effort, and track and field is an individual sport.
Kavia Francis 53.38 to win the Class 1 400 earlier today. Anchors Homewood Technical 3:39.45. Edwin Allen in second at 3:41.11. St. Jago in third at 3:44.23. Spalding a 3:39 team this season, down in fourth position at 3:44.59, but they've had a great day. St. Catherine and Manchester at 3:52.16 and 3:52.75, faster than the winning team from Section 1.
Long jump Class 1 boys. Results needed.
Let's have a look at the point standings on the boys' side after the Sprint Medley Open. St. Jago 349 points. They've already won the boys' title. Edwin Allen 178 points in second position. Clarendon College 81, Charlemont 80, really fabulous performance from Charlemont in fourth. Bridgeport in fifth position on 74. Then to round out the top 10, Manchester 73, Vere 56, Belfield 39, Homewood Technical 38, Ferncourt 35. Jonathan Grant, who was in the top 10 for such a long time, they are outside the top 10, but still a creditable performance from them.
3 minutes 11.70 set in 2016 by St. Jago is the record. So for Heat 1, Lane 2, Tasha's Goldie.
Well, there will be two sections in the 4x400 Open for boys. I'm seeing Edwin Allen in section 1. I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought they would have been in section 2. But let's see how it all unfolds. There's the lineup. Tasha Golding, Knox, Kellett, Glenmuir, Edwin Allen, and Bridgeport.
On your marks. Set. Away they go for heat 1 of 3 in the 4x400 meter relay
of 3 is what we're hearing in the 4x400s for boys.
Let me just say a big thank you to all our sponsors
as we get close to the end of our coverage of Central Champs
Thank you, Digicel. Thank you, Grace.
2020.
Thank you, Jamaica Betting. Thank you, Jamaica. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Sports Development.
So let's see what Bridgeport on the outside, Edwin Allen have to offer. Kellett's in lane 4 as well.
Bridgeport running a strong opening leg here. Look at his arm action, powering all the way through.
And it's important in this first leg, especially when you have the outside lane, to try to be the first one to exchange a baton.
Edwin Allen and Bridgeport right together now in this 4x400. Looks like Desroy Jordan on the second leg for the Edwin Allen team, a young man that has come from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Second year that he's at Edwin Allen and running a good second leg here in the 4x4.
He got the baton and ran the first 150 really aggressively, and he's maintaining that momentum right now.
Looking quite easy at that.
Jordan pumps down the stretch for Edwin Allen. Edwin Allen with the lead. Bridgeport back in second position. Kellett in third.
They're really opening up right now. That lead is extending there for Edwin Allen.
Yeah, really thought they might have been in one of the better seeded heats, but they are here in heat 1 and they're trying to put down a strong time. Of course, this 4x4 is a Digicel Grand Prix event, and so is an opportunity to qualify for the finals. If you win overall, you're automatic. Outside of that, you have to be among the next best times. So it's Edwin Allen. The baton now will be handed over to Malachi Coffey, another young man from Dominica. Malachi Coffey on anchor for Edwin Allen.
It's really good to see that these overseas athletes competing at this meet, having an opportunity to compete at this meet and running in fine form.
The Eastern Caribbean well represented with Edwin Allen here. Is there a Jamaican on this squad?
It's half and half at this stage. It's 50-50. Edwin Allen ahead of Bridgeport in this first section of the 4x4. Coffey leads for Edwin Allen down the stretch. The Dominican taking Edwin Allen to victory. They break 3:20. 3:19.07 on the clock downstairs. It's Edwin Allen with 2 Dominicans in their team, winning section 1 in 3:19.09 ahead of Bridgeport 3:23.01.
Fast finish, fast and strong finish there from the Dominican to secure the victory for Edwin Allen.
And he's only in class 2, Malachi Coffey, so he has some time to spend with the Edwin Allen program.
They really dominated from the start of the race.
Bridgeport was there with them for the first 2 legs, but then they separated themselves on the third leg.
Yeah, good second leg from Desroy Jordan, and they took command on the third leg. And allowed young Malachi Coffey
who really started out quite slowly, but as the race went on, he really picked up and had such a blistering finish.
Looked rather uncertain when he got the baton. It was almost as if he was saying to himself, okay, what do I do now?
Should I go now? But coming off, it's almost like you're watching a cartoon race and you're like, okay, it's time to go. And he just put on the next gear and really powered home for the last 100.
And he looks so comfortable doing it. Look at his face, nice and relaxed.
Yeah, he has a lot to learn in Jamaica, and I'm sure he will learn it. Malachi Coffey anchors Edwin Allen to victory, 3:19.09 ahead of Bridgeport, 3:23.01, and Kellitz in third, 3:25.63. Knox, 3:25.64. Now that was section 1. There are 3 sections in this 4x4.
Interesting to see what is to come if we got a team like Edwin Allen in the first and slow section.
What should have been the slowest section? But 3:19 is decent high school 4x4 running. There's the lineup for section 2. Central, Brownstown, St. Catherine, Old Harbour, Christiana, and Belfield.
Mr. Starter. On your mark.
Saw Belfield doing well on the girls' side. We're going to be ranked up on the SportsMax zone. Remember, the SportsMax zone comes up live immediately after the Central Championships. Lance Whitaker and company standing by.
Set.
Away they go.
So open running now for
Section 2 of the 4x400 open for boys. Let's see if any of these teams can threaten the 3:19.09 laid down by Edwin Allen in section 1.
I think St. Catherine High should have a great team.
Well, they're off to a great start, so let's see what they do.
They've produced some very good sprinters in recent seasons. St. Catherine High ran well in the 4x1 class 1 as well. So let's see how they go here. Christiana starting well on the outside. There is Old Harbour just inside of them. St. Catherine also running well as they come to the first change. Christiana, oh, problems to Christiana. The baton goes down. The incoming runner went down. And that leaves Old Harbour with the lead. Old Harbour flying down the backstretch. Old Harbour, the school of Kemar Bailey Cole, who has gone on to do good things for Jamaica. And they've produced decent athletes over the years. Here they are leading this 4x4. I think it's Brownstown in second, is it? No doubt about the leader though. It's Old Harbour.
Not anymore. That's Brownstown getting by the Old Harbour runner there to exchange first.
Yeah, Brownstown taking over, and St. Catherine still there. They're not producing anything special yet, St. Catherine, but they're hanging around. They're in the mix, waiting on the perfect time to pounce. Old Harbour, Brownstown, and St. Catherine.
Central, Christiana.
Brownstown looked in control throughout, even though they have been passed. On the second exchange, it did come back, and they look quite comfy right now.
So Brownstown in second position, closing the gap on Old Harbour. St. Catherine High still fighting. They're in third position. Old Harbour striding now. Good lead this for Old Harbour going into the final leg. Great opportunity for Old Harbour. Can they too break 3:20 in this 4x4? Old Harbour, Brownstown, and St. Catherine. Central well back in fourth position. Brownstown though surging to the lead. This anchor leg runner has really taken on this race for Brownstown. 200 meters to run. St. Catherine moving into second position. Can Brownstown get on the 320? It will take something special from here down the stretch. Brownstown with the lead. Looks as if it's going to be about 323, 324. St. Catherine in second position, but it's Brownstown who wins it. 324.14 for Brownstown. So that would be the third fastest overall so far.
With Edwin Allen with the lead at this moment.
Yeah, Edwin Allen at 319.09 and Bridgeport 323.01. Brownstown come through at 324.14. But they will have an opportunity to tell their children and grandchildren that they won a race at Central Champs that was televised right across the Caribbean on the home of champions.
Absolutely.
There's the problem for Christiana on the opening leg, and they never recovered.
It is incumbent on the incoming runner to ensure the baton is given to the second leg or the third leg, and that did not happen. If he had just gotten the baton over to that athlete, that team would have had a chance to complete the race.
Without a doubt. Just one race to come at Central Champs 2020, and it will be the 4x400 final section for boys. It's the big section. Let's have a look at the results. Brownstown 324.14, St. Catherine 327.54, Christiana 329.32, Old Harbour finishing way down in fourth at 329.38, Central way out of it 337.02. Homewood Technical spoke about them being the favorites on the girls' side in the central region. They're also the favorites on the boys' side at 4x4. They have the big team. They have the 400 champion in Class 1, Bobble McPherson. They have the 400 champion in Class 2, Taj Ham. They have Antonio Blair from last year's team. Here's the lineup. Homewood in 3, Manchester 4, St. Jago 5, Garvey Maceo 6, and Charlemont in lane 7. Remember, the SportsMax zone comes up right after the Digicel Grand Prix Central Championship. Lance Whitaker, Mariah Ramharak standing by. And the full team, including the producers of the SportsMax zone.
Set.
Away they go
now for the final heat
for the 4x400 for high school boys. The final race in this series. Homewood Technical, the favorites. Let's see if they will deliver what is expected.
St. Jago is running really well at this point.
Garvey Maceo with the 400 hurdles champion, Shamar Brown on the opening leg, also going off quickly too.
So the athletes waiting patiently for the first change. Homewood, Manchester, St. Jago, Garvey Maceo, Charlemont.
Strong first leg for Shamar Brown, the 400 meter hurdler. Garvey Maceo.
Great first leg for Homewood Technical as well.
So Homewood Technical leading.
And it's now Homewood who go to the front, as would have been expected as well.
And looks so smooth.
Manchester.
Homewood with the lead. St. Jago in second, Garvey Maceo in third. This is the Class 2 400 champion Taj Ham. Was in fabulous form today. Tajham went sub 48 after running 48.10 at the Milo Western Relays, ran 47.72 today, and he holds on to the lead for Homewood Technical. St. Jago with Jamar Treasure, who looks to be on this leg, in second position, and Garvin Maceo still holding third. Manchester down in fourth position.
Homewood Technical still with the lead in the final heat.
They are the favorites. Homewood ran 3:13.46 at the Milo Western Relays. Unfortunately for them at Milo Western Relays, they did not get an opportunity to run in the same heat as Kingston College and Excelsior, who produced the fastest times on that day.
St. Jago is making a move for the lead.
Wonderful leg from the sprinter Jamar Treasure. And now St. Jago has the lead. That gives the 400 champion Buffel McPherson something to chase, but he's a 45.97 man, and he's the Class 1 400 champion, and he goes in pursuit. Look at this run from Buffel McPherson.
The St. Jago athlete just grabbed his hamstring there, so he seems to be having some discomfort, but he's not giving up.
But McPherson is such a quality competitor. It will take something special to beat him. 46.77 earlier today, and Buffel McPherson is cruising. This is real easy for Buffel McPherson. It's all about the win. 3:14.14, and Homewood Technical finished Central Champs with gold in the 4x4, anchored by their Class 1 400 champion Buffel McPherson. 46.77 in the flat 400, and returns to anchor them here to a fine victory in 3:14.14.
This was a quality performance from the Homewood Technical team. They had a strong leg from Tajham, their 400 meter Class 2 champion, on the second leg. And he was up against the St. Jago 400 meter hurdle champion in Class 2.
Jaheen Bell
on that second leg, yes. Jaheen Bell.
Here's another look at it. Ham on the inside. There he is, making the handoff. Decent leg for Bell as well. And then Treasure ran a terrific third leg for St. Jago to give them a fighting chance.
I think on the anchor leg, not just the anchor leg, the entire, all four runners, they were strutting a little bit, but doing it so effectively, because it really is a decent time. 3:14.14.
Yeah, they ran 3:13.46 at Milo Western Relays, Homewood Technical, but clearly based on how comfortable Buffel McPherson was on the anchor leg, they could have gone much faster. This is a young man, the Pan Am Games 400 bronze medalist, Pan Am Junior Games 400 hurdles bronze medalist, anchoring Homewood Technical to 3:14.14, St. Jago 3:15.62, Garvin Maceo 3:18.39. That's the top three. Edwin Allen fourth overall by virtue of their winning time from section 1. To be honest, should really have been in this section, Edwin Allen.
I do agree. I think it could have been a faster race had we had Edwin Allen in that race with their 3:19.
Well, let's have a look at the point standings. On the girls' side, the final standings, Edwin Allen champions again, 375.5 points ahead of Heidel, 336.5. St. Jago third, 325. Homewood Technical 273, and Bear Technical in fifth position on 124 points. St. Catharines 79, Manchester 66, Spalding 61, Clarendon College 35, and Belfield 22, rounding out the top 10. Shawana Banks has a very special guest.
325 points. Second, Heidel.
Thank you so much, Ricardo. My very special guest is the head coach of Edwin Allen High School, the girls winners. Congratulations, Michael Dyke. Another year, you were telling me this is like your 11th year straight winners of Central Champs. How do you keep making this happen?
Well, we started winning Central Champs in 2010, and we decided that we will continue to win as long as we are coming here. And since then, we have not lost. And this is the championship that we use to motivate and prepare the girls for the national championship coming up.
So based on their performance here today, what can you tell us about where Edwin Allen is standing, how they look ahead of the girls' championships coming up?
Well, I think this is a pretty good indication of where we are. And I am pleased with the performances of the girls. The fact that we did not go, in depth with our spread as it relates to the various events. I am very satisfied moving from here into the girls' championship.
So you will be going more in depth for the girls' champs?
Definitely, because we'll have wider spread throughout the events and all of that. So at this meet, we basically had persons running basically one event in most instances, not to pressure anybody at Central Champs. The girls' championship is, more prestige. That's the one that we really want to defend. And I'm pretty much positive that it will happen.
But we saw you run Kevona Davis in the 100 and the 200 meters. She the 200 today. Okay, I thought she had done the 100 yesterday. But of course, she didn't disappoint as usual. She broke another record here today. Tell us about her performance.
Well, her performance was, I would say, good, based on Kevona's standard. And for the past couple of years, she always run the 200 at Central Champs. So this is nothing new to her. And breaking the record is also not new to her. So she has been doing that from class 3. And, I must commend her for a wonderful performance throughout the years on this championship as well.
And finally, tell us a little about your younger athletes that you have coming up and their performance here today and how you felt about that.
Well, as I say, younger, I have to single out our class 2, especially the 4x1, where they ran 43.8, which is an outstanding performance anywhere in the world. And we look at Tia Clayton in the 100, 11.28, awesome, Brandy Hall, and I can keep naming them as we go along. Also, my class 4x1 did extremely well, running 47 change. That was excellent also.
Thank you. Congratulations. All the best for the remainder of the season.
Thank you very much.
All right. Michael Dyke, their head coach at Edwin Allen. Joining me now is Marlon Gill, the head coach at St. Jago High, who are the boys winners here at Central Champs. Marlon used to be at Edwin Allen as their field events coach, but he is with St. Jago. Congratulations on the win here today. Tell us about today.
Thank you very much. Today was one of those days that we tried our very best to ensure that at the end of the day we tried to score as much points as possible. It wasn't the perfect championship per se, but we're happy that the boys rise to the occasion, especially in events that we never did so well at our last Central Championship. So I'm very much I'm happy for that.
It wasn't perfect for you, but what stood out for you today?
Definitely the sprints have improved in comparison to last year, and I must commend Mr. Xavier Brown, Michael Frater, and Mr. Donovan Trail, who are the persons who work with the different sprinters. And definitely we see where the jumps in some areas have risen to the occasion. And the middle and long distance, definitely, even though we might not be a lot, it was definitely quality performance with the numbers that we had, and we are definitely grateful for that.
How does the performance here today, or the performances here today, set you up for boys' champs?
Well, we have significant improvements in areas that we never had last year, just like how we have it here at Central Champs. And I'm sure that if we continue on the same trajectory we're on between now and champs, definitely we will create some amount of history. And we just want to ensure that the boys remain healthy and focused.
Speaking of health, can you tell us about the injury to Vassiana?
Well, Vassiana is recovering faster than we actually expected. It is not as serious as persons would have previously imagined, but he is in high spirit and of course doing the necessary workout that he needs to do in order for him to recover on time.
How soon do you think you'll see him back out there?
I am not sure, but what we want to do is ensure that he's okay, so that we don't have a repeat of the same situation. So far, he's following the instruction of the therapist, and we want to ensure that as a coaching staff, we also do our part in his recovery back to fitness.
And what about Tavian Carr?
Kevin Carr is pretty much okay. It was a smart run for him in the 4x1. He felt something ease up and look to the side. He cooled down so far. Up until this point, he's not feeling any pain or anything like that. So he should be okay by then.
Thank you so much, Marlon. Congratulations. All the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome.
Marlon Gale, their head coach at St. Jago High School, who are the boys champions. Congratulations to them yet again. And another big congratulations to Edwin Allen High, who are the girls champions. Pretty much as we had predicted, no surprises here at Central Champs. But of course, it was an event filled with excitement. Records were broken, and we all had a great day here. We hope you had a great day hanging out with us on the Home of Champions. Of course, on behalf of the entire production team, the commentary team led by Ricardo Chambers. My name is Shawana Ebanks. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, because coming up here on SportsMax, we have the SportsMax Zone.